Hi, welcome to Lakota West Football Stadium, where the Lakota West Fighting Firebirds are getting ready to take on the Lakota East Hawks, Thunderhawks. I'm here with Brett Phelan. Let's say hello, Brett.
Hello, Brent.
All right, you did that well. I'm Dan Zeverink, and we're here to talk about the game. We have an absolutely beautiful night for this crosstown shootout, Civil War, whatever you want to call it. It is the biggest game of the year for all throughout records. Everything you want to talk about rivalry games, this game is definitely that. West leads the series 13-9. East has won the last three, so they've made up some room. They were far behind. They were down 13-6, came back and won the last three games. So West looking to change that. West last week broke a streak against Mason where they hadn't beat them since 2012. So West looking to come out here, Brent. This is going to be an interesting game. It's almost going to be a Coleraine scrimmage of years back. You have two coaches from the Kerry Combs coaching tree going against each other that run the same offense. They run the triple option. They run the same defense. Depending on how old you are, you call it a 52. If you're as old as I am, everybody today wants to call it a 3-4 defense. It's the same thing, and they both run the same ones, and they all know this really well. So it's going to be an interesting game. What do you think?
So it will be interesting, and what's nice to see, Lakota West has been down the last few years. You know, you can tell that from the losses to East the last couple.
Right.
New coach, new blood, 5-2. Dakota East not far behind at 4-3. They've got very similar results against the same teams.
Right.
They both beat Oak Hills quite handily. I think it was 41-0 for East and 35-0 for West. They both beat Mason by about a touchdown.
Right.
So, you know, the math would tell you that it might be a very competitive game. They both run the ball a lot, not a whole lot passing. Playoff implications are huge for both teams here.
Yes.
Probably more so for East. They have the third loss already on the season, and they have Coleraine next week, which would obviously be a challenge. Coleraine and Fairfield appear to be the top of the league right now.
I don't believe East can sustain another loss with Coleraine on the horizon and still make the playoffs. West right now sits at 5th. Probably could take maybe one more loss and still get there if they went out the season, because they still got Princeton and some other pretty good teams to get out and through. But again, West's fortunes have turned around. 5-5 last year, 5-2, and currently in third place as we got the kickoff.
From number 10, Gavin Myers, a senior, kicks the ball, caught by Afari, breaks loose into the second down, still on his feet out almost to the 40-yard line.
So nice return. Now, as we talk about this, Brent, you know, for East or for West, as you're going to see coming on offense right now, it's all David Afari. You know, there's no other way to speak of it. He is third in the GMC in rushing. You know, David's done a really, an amazing job for them, but he is their offense. They're going to go as far as David can bring them. Not only is he their leading rusher in the league, he's the third leading rusher in the league with 716 yards, 102 yards per game. He's 5 yards a carry. So David's the guy to look for, number 5 in your playbook. He's the guy as they give the ball off to 22, Riesenberg.
Yeah, Kurt comes around the left side. They've done that quite a bit. That's a play they've used. Riesenberg off the flanker or off the wing, whatever you want to call that.
Quite a bit this year.
Yeah, takes the
jet sweep.
Takes the handoff from number 25, freshman quarterback Mitch Bolden. Yes, that name should be familiar. It is the coach's youngest son. He's actually the third player this season that took snaps. A couple injuries earlier, and now he's the starting quarterback for the last 3 or 4 or 5 weeks.
And has done an admirable job for a freshman in this league. He's done really well, taking care. Had a little bit of fumble issues early into it as they run Afari right up the middle and he gets hammered.
Yeah, that was number 89, Adam Hundemer.
And you know, Brent, this is going to be tough for Afari. I mean, as we were talking about before, David is the leading receiver. He is the leading rusher, and there's no one even close to him. Mitch Bolden is the second leading rusher with like 197 yards, so you got to watch that a little bit. But David Afari is by far the workhorse for this team. He carries the ball 22 times a game or touches it. And I'm sure wherever he goes, there's going to be 1 or 2 East players ready.
So big play here, 3rd and 3, from the 47-yard line. Big play early in the first series here.
Yeah, I can see him faking it here to Afari and then letting Mitch keep it. They're going to give it to him. He's going to get nowhere.
Yeah, he maybe got a half yard there. Certainly well short of the first down. It's going to be 4th and at least a long 2.
Yeah, they may have been well advised there. Everyone knew Afari was going to get the football. Why not fake it up inside there and run your quarterback a little bit? So see if they get that. So they're going to punt.
So it looks like a punt. Not going to take the chance in their own territory here early on, maybe try to play a little field position. Again, both teams run the ball a lot. The difference between the two is Lakota West has Afari with over 700 yards, the next person under 200, whereas we'll see when Lakota East goes on the ball, they have 3 players over 400 yards so far this season.
Caudell's back punting. It was Afari for a long time.
Yep.
Caudell had been sick.
Gets a great roll on that. It's going to take the ball inside the 10-yard line. Great job from that senior. And you love seeing that, right? He started out the season at quarterback. He's had some medical issues throughout the year. Now he's come in board as the punter, and right there in the big game of the year, has a great punt to start us off.
Gets the ball down inside the 10-yard line, at about the 6-yard line. It's a great start for West from that. And you got to like West from the defensive perspective. West is the number 2 defense in the league, only giving up 1,470 yards total on the league, giving up an average of 210 yards a game. East on the other side is number 4 in the league defensively with 243 a game. They've given up 1,100 yards rushing. So right now the strength of this West team is definitely its defense. Offensively, where the edge would probably go to East here because they've run the triple option. They both run triple option, right? They both are very good running the triple option. However, East has been running it for about 4 years now, whereas this is the 7th game total that Lakota West has run triple option. In fact, they're not even running the full triple option yet.
So a little bit of confusion there right off the bat. Running out there for the first play, Lakota East coach Rick Haynes followed the team out there and took a timeout. So I'm not sure what happened there. Must have something obviously happened. I don't know if
player personnel
situation.
Yeah,
you have to think so because obviously they were getting the ball. You're going to see number 12, Mark Kudrewski, is at the quarterback. You'll see him lead the way for most of the.
Not much of a threat to run. There are the deal with East is they have 3 people that are in the top 10 in rushing in the GMC, and they've got 3 of them. Whereas as far as number 3, the 4th is a guy from West named. Let me get that for you.
So I think that was number 28, who is the leading rusher, Tavier Lugo Flowers, with the handoff right up the middle. Not much there.
Actually, Josh Shornhill is the number 6 rusher.
Here's going to be a replay of that. You're going to see just the quick handoff right up the middle. Lugo Flowers right up front.
He's their leading scorer, Fowler is.
And you're going to see a quick tackle there by Jackson Kuwach, number 33, who is the leading tackler for Lakota West with 44 total tackles so far this season. So it'll be 2nd and 9 as the clock approaches 9 minutes here in the first quarter.
Yeah, West is down at starting defensive tackle, number 11. Garen Carter's out this week, hurt his elbow.
Going to bring the ball around the outside. One man to beat there. Good job by the corner.
Good play on the pitch.
Yeah, that's what you're going to have to do if you're Lakota West. When they're as tight as Lakota East is going to run the ball, you're going to have to make some plays one-on-one on the outside. And that was Hunter Anderson, the cornerback. Got the pitch there. That's Charlie Kendrick, a sophomore, running the ball for Lakota East. Tackled for a gain of about 5 or 6 yards. Going to make it 3rd and 3 here.
And Kendrick is Mr. Everything for them. Charlie Kendrick is 7th in the league in rushing. He's averaging close to 70 yards a game, 491, 7.8 a carry, and he's also the leading receiver. So you got to watch Kendrick.
So the one receiver out is 14, Jack Hartman. They're going to hand the ball right up the middle. No, quarterback kept it. I apologize. That's Krajewski. Krajewski's going to take it for the first down. Going to move it out to about the 23-yard line. That's tough. They fake to the fullback up the middle, and then he keeps it, which pretty normal for this offense, right?
Except for the fact that normally Krajewski does not carry the ball. He's only got a couple hundred yards this year rushing. He's the 4th leading rusher on the Thunderbird team. You know, here fake dive. Everybody goes for Fowler because he's their guy, the fullback, and unfortunately, whoever had responsible for the quarterback didn't take it.
So the first down of the game belongs to the Lakota East Thunderhawks. Here they come wide again with the pitch. Kendrick has nowhere to go. Wow, that was great.
Well defended.
Yeah, great job there by Lakota West. I saw Truman Mason, number 8, one of the safeties, came up there, and Roy made a play right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, this is a funny to defense these, the option, Brent, is, when you practice against it, you don't even use a ball. It's 100% assignment football. This guy, who will be one of the defensive tackles, will have fullback. Outside linebacker will take quarterback, and the corners and safeties will take the pitch back. And when you practice, you don't even use a ball. That's who you go get.
So here we go. What's going to be interesting because Lakota West had a lot of success so far this year with number 10 Waters and number 8 Mason as the safeties. Well, they're able to be within 5-6 yards of the line of scrimmage against this offense, right?
And they run Heath on the jet sweep, number 7, senior Rodney Heath. He's also a defensive player. They run him on the jet sweep. Lakota ran that, or West did, and got a few yards out with Riesenberg, but West is there to stop them for no gain, so you get a 3rd and 10, which is not what you want in the option. And Rick Haynes does not throw the ball. The one thing I can tell you the difference in these two offenses is Tom Bolden's a little bit more open. He'll throw the football just a little bit more than Haynes is willing to. Lakota East does not throw the ball much. In fact, Bolden is ahead of Kajewski in throwing, and he's played one less game.
So there's Kajewski, throws the ball, good coverage. And, even if the receiver caught that ball, he was well short of the first down. He was knocked down there 4 yards downfield. That was 18, Stephen Addison, I believe, was the intended receiver.
Yep.
And
26 was the 26 for West was covering and did a pretty good job. He was running step for step with it. Even if he caught it, it would have been a 5-yard gain at best.
It looked like it was it might have been tipped twice on that play. But so here we go. Lakota East to punt from their own 23-yard line.
So 2 punts.
Kicks the ball into the air, and it's going to hit the ground.
Afari's going to take it on the bounce.
Now, don't be confused. That's the second Afari. That's the sophomore younger brother, Alex Afari. And he's going to advance the ball into the 38-yard line. So great job there. A little bit of a bobble.
Yeah.
But if you ever look at Alex Afari, number 2, not to be confused with his brother, David, number 1,
right.
He has got very large hands.
Yes.
And so even though this ball is going to bounce off those hands, you're going to see him. You'll see it there. No problem. And once he's there, everybody turns around.
It does a great job. He looks straight upfield, runs up, gets as much. Alex had a touchdown in the LaSalle game on a punt return, so definitely a threat. You got to know where he's at. He did a good job with this. Bobbled a little bit.
There was a great block by number 3, Aaron Boyd. He came and took that first guy out of there. Had that first guy been able to get there, it might have been different. Here we go. Riesenberg comes around on the jet sweep again. Not much there. He's going to try. Oh, nice move.
Side, yeah.
So if you see that, what Riesenberg did, slowed down, looked like he was going to cut it inside. The defense froze.
And then he beat the contain.
Look at this right there. That little jab in.
Everybody stopped. And
great job. He also allowed David Afari, number 1, to be able to block because it slowed everything down, so gave him a little bit of time to do it. Advanced the ball to the 31-yard line, 2nd and 3.
Michael Howard, the leading tackler for the Thunderbirds, was able to come up and make the play on that, but not before he got 7 yards, bringing up a 2nd and 3, which when you're running option, that's what you want.
Which is what you want. So you're still going to see him in, I don't know, some people call this the pistol there, where you have a shotgun snap and the running back still behind him. Here's the pitch out to Afari. He does get the corner. Not a whole lot there, but enough to get the first down.
Got about 4 yards and ends up with a first down. And again, Afari is going to be a hunted man tonight. I mean, everywhere he goes, I'm sure every linebacker on the Lakota East team's going there. So again, pretty nice job for maybe some play action or even a couple fakes and some counter type stuff. As Alex Afari comes in at the wide receiver.
Yeah, so you're going to see this. And even though that's the option, it looked like Mitch Bolden intended to pitch the ball. Get the ball to your horse.
That was speed option into the boundary.
Let him run to the corner, and sure enough, he
gets
to 3-4 yards first down. So first down and 10 for West from the 27-yard line. A little bit of misdirection, and Afari punts through the middle.
And is continuing to run. Afari picks up 10 yards, 11 yards on that
Yeah, it looks like they're going to mark it as a first down. And if you notice that in the backfield, you have running backs going both directions, which freezes the linebackers.
Absolutely.
What it does most importantly is it allows the linemen to get blocks. Because the players that they're stepping out on, they know where they're going. The defenders have to try to read that key and figure it out, and people are moving both directions, so it gives them a chance to get their helmet between the other player and where the running back wants to go. That's how you get 10-yard gains, 11-yard gains.
That was a good job by the offensive line. Moved Lakota East off the football and got 11 yards out of it. So, Afari is a marked man. That's a good run if you can get 11 yards of carry.
So, as you mentioned, we have Alex Afari out wide.
Snap. Bounces right up to Mitch, but he's under heavy pressure.
Bolden holds on to it. He's going to lose, and he lost the ball again, and it's going to be Lakota East ball.
Recover.
So, actually fumbled twice on that play, unfortunately. It was a fumbled snap, and we've had a little bit of an issue for that for Lakota West this year. We've had a few snaps have touched the ground. Unfortunately, fortunately for West, he recovered it, but then lost it again as he got hit.
Jordell Smith comes up with a big fumble recovery for East.
So
number 3, as you
we'll
see
see
this,
that.
but the snap was high. And I don't know if he was looking. He's looking at it, yeah, and it goes, just got up above his hand. High snap, bounces right up to him. He tries to run. He's got it tucked, and then they rip it right out. And that's that's a smart heads-up play by East doing that because he struggled a little bit. He is a freshman. And he's not as strong as some of your seniors out there. So
now East, for the first time tonight, we see 2 receiver wide each direction. See what happens here. They do still run the pitch. Nice block by Kendrick out on the corner. Good run.
Yeah,
looked like they were going to still keep him for maybe only a 1 or 2 yard run. And Lugo Flowers is able to hesitate enough to turn the corner there and turn what looked like very little into 5 or 6 yards.
Yeah, Lugo Flowers got the pitch. He got out there, got some good yards. Looked like 8 yards. And again, that's what you want is a 2nd and 2 if you're running the option. Wes looks like they're doing a pretty good job. Now, the one thing Tom said in his Monday morning or his Monday night coaches show that he does over at BW3, or I'm sorry, Buffalo Rings and Wings, he said he thought that turnovers would be the key to this game because both teams are so close in everything they do that the turnovers would be the difference.
So,
and Wes with the first turnover there.
Yeah, a little misdirection there from the east side, and that's 20 Thornhill, who's also one of their leading rushers. Gained about 2. It's going to be 3rd and short, which, as you mentioned earlier, exactly where you want to be if you're in the option offense.
Yeah, actually, Josh Thornhill's number 6 in the GMC in rushing, 83 yards a game, 4 yards a carry. So he's doing pretty well. 502 total yards on the average. The thing that's key about East is you don't know who it's going to be. With West, you know it's going to be Afari. With East, you don't know who it's going to be. They got a 3-headed monster out there.
So here you go, the old wishbone, 3 backs behind the quarterback Krajewski, and it looks like it might be Lugo Flowers was the third guy through there, or second guy through.
The old Oklahoma wishbone.
And he's going to get the first down all the way out to the 44-yard line. I take it back. That was Thornhill.
That was Thornhill, number 20. And he picks up the first down, so they move the change.
Now, interestingly enough, you're going to see 42 came in as a tight end there to block for Lakota East, just limping off the field now. So we'll see how that changes things. Came in as tight end fullback. See where that leads them later because they typically have 3 guys out there who can run the ball.
Yes.
At the backs, not a lead blocker. It looked like in that short yardage situation they brought in a young man that maybe would be more the blocking back, and he limped off the field there. So we'll see if that has any impact as they get later to short yardage positions. But 1st and 10 Lakota East, 3:48 to go in the first quarter, and it looks like we're going to have our first flag of the game. Obviously stopping the play with no contact would lead one to believe it's going to be a false start.
Yeah, you would think so, obviously. Offsides, that doesn't happen. They let them run the play or give them a free play. So looks like East is going to back up 5. And, again, these penalties hurt you offensively when you run the option. You just can't go backwards. They don't have a lot of long plays, a lot of, big chunk-type plays. They hurt you, running. Maybe on the option you might get a long run here or there. But for the most part, it's not an offense that you want to try and make up yardage on.
They talk a lot about not getting behind the chains, and that's what that means. You're behind the chains. As long as you can get 3-4 yards of play, you can get first downs. Here they are going to throw deep. Well thrown, not be able to catch it. That looked like a pretty well thrown ball.
Very well thrown ball. I mean, he hit him on the stride. He just happened to be out of bounds. Very good defense there by number 8.
Yeah,
he did a really nice job.
Yeah, that's Truman Mason covering Rodney Heath. And Rodney Heath, if you know, obviously has some bloodlines to the NFL.
Yes.
And as I believe his father still might be a track coach over at Lakota East.
Well, he's one of the coaches here. He's a DB coach or defense coordinator over here at East. Rodney played for the Bengals. Wow, that was a well-thrown ball.
Pretty well-thrown ball. And that's one thing you also will notice from these teams. Of course, being 1st and 15, they felt they had to try to do something different. Now it's 2nd and 15, really not where you want to be. There's this snap, and Krajewski
kept it.
Yeah, and if you looked at that, Lakota West had 2 players who had penetrated outside of him on the pitch.
Yes.
So it was forced him. He did the right thing to cut it upfield. There was just nothing there.
You're reading the last man on the line of scrimmage. That guy went upfield, took away your pitch. So there's nothing left. I mean, he didn't give it to the dive back. So here it is. I mean, you'll see him as they get upfield on this. It's the only thing he can do. And the defender from West did a nice job there. Played that perfectly.
That's that linebacker, Jackson Kuwach again. Mm-hmm. Again, we mentioned earlier, leading tackler for Lakota West. You'll see number 8 flashed up there to take the pitch. He's the safety, which what that means is if that cut does make it, there's a safety behind there other than now you'll see they've rotated over number 11 or number 10, Cy Waters. Here comes a screen to Kendrick. Kendrick, not well played again from, this could be interesting here. It was, so plays well played, well defended, well short of the first down. It would be about 4th and 9, but there is a penalty. There was a little bit of extracurricular activity. And it does look like they're now making a spot foul. And Dan, great point. Well, you can always see when you see the official moving the flag to a specific spot, it's pretty evident that it's going to be
here's the question I have to you. Do you take this penalty and give him another down? Because you could force him into a mistake, do you want to move them back?
So if you look at the flag's on the 45-yard line. It would be 10 yards from there. It would be 3rd and 19. Or do you want 4th and 9?
Do you want to try and force them into a penalty, or do you just want to take the 4th down, let them punt the football right here and get the ball back? I mean, it's an interesting call right now is what you want because, the yardage, if you are on the 45, moving that back it would certainly put them in pressure. And if you force East into doing something they're uncomfortable with, which is throwing the ball, they don't do it very often, you create that. But it looks like he's going to decline the penalty, take the play, and put him in 4th down and long and take the punt.
So on this Lakota East punt, we have number 3, Aaron Boyd, and number 2, Alex Afari, and twin safeties for Lakota West. They are splitting the field that way, which the hope would be that you're going to keep the ball from hitting the ground and rolling.
Nice punt.
Good, nice high punt. Afari.
He drops it.
Afari muffs the punt.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Now, here we are again, and the same guy. It looks like number
4, I think, actually ended up with it. Corey Dick.
Corey Dick. Yeah, you're going to see it. Afari just, unfortunately, it was a great punt. Nice high punt.
Yeah, high.
Well punt. Nice hang time. They called, Afari calls 1st down, but then, oh, boy, it hits him and he just drops it. That's a problem, and here's the turnover. 2nd turnover for Lakota West. How much can you do this and expect your defense not to have a problem? And, yeah, number 4 comes up with it. 3 almost came up with it, who came up with the first turnover on the Mitch Bolden fumble. But now here you are.
So 1st and 10 for the East from the Lakota West 25-yard line with 2:14 to go.
Yeah, you can't keep
doing that. So Krajewski back to pass. Looked like he's going to try to throw straight down him.
Yeah. He had a step.
Yeah,
but overthrew him.
And right, wrong, or indifferent, he threw the ball way early there.
Yeah.
He could have. There was no pressure. He had Kendrick coming out on the wheel route out the side.
Interesting that he's going to the pass this much this early. I've seen games where East hadn't passed 3 times in a game. They've already thrown the ball 3 or 4 times here in the 1st quarter. So interesting that they're trying to open that up a little bit, I think, and see if they can't get the running game going by maybe throwing some pass and getting that in their mind and backing up some kids.
I think the key there is that we've seen number 10 and number 8, the safeties for West, making plays at the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
There was nobody deep. So if that receiver is able to get past somebody, here's the pitch out wide. Nice cut by Flowers. Lugo Flowers is going to end up getting about 8 yards out of that.
Yeah, every bit, and it was all him. I mean, that was a tough pitch. It seemed like it was defended fairly well, but he made a couple people miss and got some pretty good yardage there.
Might need to take a look again at that. I'm not sure. That could have been Thornhill. 20 and 28. Yeah, so I think that's 20. Number 20, Thornhill, we're going to see here.
That got there, we're going to see.
Krajewski does a good job here. The defensive ends are up. Number 14, Noah Smith.
Yeah, they defended that well. A couple guys missed tackles.
And then Jackson Kuwatch.
They defended. Everybody's in the right place. They just didn't execute a couple tackles, and he's able to pick up some decent yards. It brings up a third
and 4. Kendrick does a pretty good job gaining 2.
Yes. He made a few people miss, got up there. So it's going to bring a 4th down. What do you do here? Do you want to go kick it here? If
we'll see this run again. So hands off to the left side. There's Kendricks, runs through the first tackle of Kuwatch on the outside there. Looks like they're bringing a tee out here. He's going to try somewhere around a 35-yard field goal.
And this guy's 3 for 3. Their kicker is 3 for 3 on the year, Brent. So he's a pretty good kicker.
So it's going to be 34 yards. They're going to spot it inside of the 25-yard line.
And what's the number of the kicker?
So it's a left footer, and I
puts it right down.
No good.
Oh,
no good. Just wide. Yeah.
That is his first miss on the year.
So that is a bullet dodged from Lakota West, right?
Twice. I mean, they've dodged 2 bullets now. I mean, they have turned the ball over twice. By their coach's own admission, the biggest thing here tonight is going to be who wins this game.
So we'll see. We'll see the kick here. I mean, good leg on the ball, just never brought it across. So he kicks from the left, the right hash mark from our side, and just spun all the way across to the other side.
Yeah, just didn't hook it through. He just pushed it by the goalpost, a little wide left, and that is a bullet dodged.
So
now Mitch Bolden's going to have to hold on to the football. Yeah. He's had a little bit of problem this year on fumbles, and when he is getting tackled, he's going to need to put 2 hands on that thing and cover it up, because teams have seen it and they're going to start ripping at the ball.
So that was Bane Allen, number 84. A tight end came in the clear with 4.3 seconds to go in the first quarter. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Good little hesitation run from, and he breaks outside.
Spun off of it. And that's not a Afari.
That was a nice run from Aiden Miller. Aiden Miller, number 23. Really nice job. You'll see him tried to take it right up the middle.
Yeah, nice job on the spin. He gets hit right at the point of attack, but spins off of it and gets outside, breaks contain. And right there, number 4's out there, who had recovered the fumble last time. But 4, which is Corey Dick, got out there and made the play. But nice run. Got a first down and got some field position back.
So all the way out to the 39-yard line with 34 seconds to go. So here we go. Lakota, well, that's big. I mean,
it's real big.
You know,
Lakota West moving the football. You just got to quit making mistakes.
19-yard gain on that run by Aiden Miller, his first carry of the day. Here we go. You see man in motion coming around. It's going to be the speed the other way with David Afari.
On the option, they run Afari.
You know,
they did that twice. It was kind of funny. They had him split out to the right side. He was a split in on that 19-yard run. Then they give him the same formation and same look, and they give him the ball coming the other way.
What's nice about that play is it didn't look like much, but with his speed coming all the way around, it's 5-yard gain. And believe me, in the option, you'll take that all day.
You'll take it all day.
Got a good job, Aiden Miller, 23. Just
nice
at least
block.
got enough on the guy that David could run through the arm tackle.
And get past and catch the edge.
Wasn't
5 yards.
Wasn't ideal. It looks like number 82 came up and made a better tackle there. Kyle Poppy came up to make the tackle on the play, but not before David got 5 yards. So here we go, 28 seconds to go as he got out of bounds again. Clock stops. 2nd and 5 from the 44-yard line. Quick pass out there. We're going to throw it right to Riesenberg. Nice play. Riesenberg runs someone over there.
Yeah.
Nice job by Kurt Riesenberg there.
Riesenberg, an interesting story. Didn't play football last year, and Bolden talked him into playing. He's a baseball player, a very good baseball player. And every time he touches the ball, something good happens. I'd get the ball in his
So we'll
hand.
see it here again. You can tell right from the bat, Bolden just turned and looked, said, hey, I'm going to throw it to you. He ran about a 5-yard out, or 5-yard stop.
Gets 5.
Turned and ran, and then, boy, he ran over number 11. Mac Mickelson, once he got his body squared up, Kurt was not going down easily, that's for sure.
5 yards after catch, after the hit, really. He took the hit and picked up another 5 yards, which was big. Those were big yards.
And Kurt Riesenberg's a pretty solid young man. I mean, probably 6 foot and 190 pounds.
And he's got the best hair on the team, is what I've been told. So I don't know what to tell you. He's got really, really good hair, so if you get a chance. And I notice things like that because I don't have the best hair on any team.
So there we go at the end of one quarter here from Lakota West Firebird Stadium. Lakota West 0 and Lakota East 0.
Westchester has grown from seeds first sown by farmers and tradespeople, drawn here by the beauty of the land and the promise of opportunity. Westchester provided these early settlers with the chance to thrive and prosper. They built homes, schools, businesses, and with it, they built a sense of community. Today, Westchester is more sophisticated and polished, ideally situated with highway access, exceptional schools, beautiful neighborhoods, and welcoming neighbors. It may not be a small town anymore, but neighborhood block parties, school programs, thriving businesses, and community events remind us that Westchester is our hometown. Westchester welcomes everyone.
I see the potential this township has for me.
The heart of our community lives inside the people who are making their best life in one of America's best places to live.
I have spent my entire life living in Westchester. It means less about having a house and more about feeling at home.
Whether you're a small business or Fortune 500 company, Westchester rolls out the red carpet to every business.
Westchester is what it is on purpose, a place of promise and opportunity, a place where families grow and businesses prosper. Proactive, collaborative, enthusiastic, welcoming.
Welcome back to Firebird Stadium, where we're about ready to start the second quarter of this Titanic struggle. As you got some tuba players.
We got the band. It's a battle of the bands. It's a battle of East and West.
Absolutely.
The entire district is here. I mean, the stadium is very full. We've got both bands. We got both teams. We got junior high kids.
Everything you want here tonight. An intriguing game. West, to me, Brent, looks like they're controlling the line of scrimmage. Their turnovers have killed them. I mean, they were driving. The last drive they were driving, they then fumbled it, and they stop them, and then muff the punt. So right now, Lakota West, their worst enemy is themselves in the turnover game. But right now, offensive line-wise, looks like they're controlling the line of scrimmage and getting some yardage when they hold on to the ball.
So interesting, though, they had two receivers left side, which were David Afari and 7 Caleb Rao. So Bolden then faked to the one back, hesitated, and rolled to the right, which, of course, one less defender, and was able to get 3 or 4 yards.
And again, kind of using decoy of David Afari, had him split to the left in the slot, and they fake, to the left, and then Bolden takes the ball back right. So everybody's paying attention to David Afari on the left side, and they run the ball to the right, which is smart coaching. Get everybody's going to see where number 1 lines up, and they're going to watch that. They're going to see what's going on. because number one is West's offense. Obviously, Bolden's seen that. And he's got some tricks in here. He moves him out, runs 23, for 19 yards.
Yeah, Aiden Miller and Kurt Riesenberger have had 2 nice gains. Now here we come back around the outside with Afari. Afari
Breaks
gets
the
through.
tackle.
Oh, nice job by David.
Oh, wow.
Boy, that was a really nice block. But again, Aiden Miller, 23. I mean, that is the most difficult block in football.
Yes, it is.
How long does it take for that running back to come all the way across in the jet and to hold that block without hold? They call it a stock block.
And you see it, and some of this is obviously it's a stock block is the most important, but right there, 23 leads you, but right there.
So he was the lead block.
He breaks the tackle of 4, and then that enables him to get up. And then that lead block by Miller really springs him, and he ends up holding that block for a long time, and that's a tough thing to do, to ask a kid to do.
So 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line for Lakota West. So they've really been mixing it up a little bit here.
Yeah, Aiden Miller having a good game so far. Running the ball for 19 yards and then blocking, which is the really important part of that. And again,
and as you said, for Lakota East, Lakota West just made the cardinal sin, a pre-snap penalty. So 1st and 15.
Yeah, and here we are. It's exactly what you don't want. They shoot themselves directly in the foot again. How many times can you do that in this game? And the thing that the one thing you got to worry about, or the one thing that West does a little bit more than East out of the triple option, is West will throw the ball a little bit more. As we said before, Mitch Bolden is leading passer even over the East quarterback, who's had one more game than him. So West throws the football a little bit more.
And that shows you the problem. That was Aiden Miller again with a 3-yard, 2-yard run. That's the problem with that penalty. So he actually got a good 3.5 yards, but instead of 2nd and 6 or 7, which is very makeable when you're in 4-down territory, it's now 2nd and 12.
And I believe West may be in 4-down territory now that they're inside the 40-yard line with the way their defense has been playing. I mean, West, they turned the ball over down basically almost in the red zone, and West was able to repel them, settle for a field goal attempt and a field goal miss. So, West defense playing pretty good right now, so this probably is 4-down territory.
So back to pass again, throws a quick out. Looks like it's incomplete. It was down hard for us to see there. Intended for, I think it was Rao, number 7. Caleb Rao, number 11, Mickelson, was on the coverage, but the ball was thrown low, and he wasn't able to get his arms underneath it. So now you're 3rd and 12. And the nice thing about the offense and being at the 38-yard line, you don't have to get 12.
No.
You would sure like to get 5 or 6.
You'd like to get 6 or 7,
which
8
gives you a
yards,
lot of choices then, right? You could throw the ball again. You could run the ball wide.
Option,
you can even run it up the middle.
The jet sweep, anything there. You're right. It opens up the playbook if you can get 6, 7 yards here.
And there we are with 12 seconds on the play clock. They hadn't got the play on the field. Coach Bolden is going to take a timeout. This could be a big play here, right? I mean, if you can figure out a way to convert this or at least get it to a convertible 4th down, it's an opportunity to score. And, boy, the way the game has gone so far, first team that puts the ball in the end zone, is definitely going to have an advantage here.
The only thing you have, it certainly is going to be any score here is going to be important. That's why that field goal miss was so important for East, and West doing a good job, keeping them to just that. Because again, that defense has been on the field quite a bit because of the turnovers. You've given East 2 more possessions than they should have had, which means that West defense is on the field 2 more possessions than you need to be. So the West D holding up right now, doing a great job, and what we expected to be. I mean,
now, when we had a situation like this for East, they ran a little screen pass.
Right.
What are you expecting? What are you thinking that they might come out here with? Again, 3rd and 12 inside the opponent's 40-yard line.
They tend to go to Afari on this. Afari is their leading receiver also. So you might see Afari down a seam, kind of a slant. But there looks like they're going to put Afari in the backfield, so that's not going to happen unless they run him out of the backfield.
Now, what we've seen a few times is number 2, Alex Afari, the sophomore, who's just unbelievably athletic, a little bit taller and probably
but
more
athletic. But they got
Afari
out in the slot. We're going to have a penalty for something. I don't know.
So it's an illegal participation, illegal substitution here. Not sure exactly what happened. Nope, they're going to take a timeout instead. So Lakota West is going to avoid a substitution infraction by taking a timeout.
Because you generally don't use all your first half timeouts anyway, so you might as well avoid a penalty there, because that would be disastrous to have a 5-yard penalty right now and be in 3rd and 17. So nice job by Bolden calling the timeout.
And what you're probably seeing there is you can't go out and line up with 12 players.
Right.
And they had 11, and another one came out. Now somebody has to move. Now it's a little disheartening that you come out of a timeout to run a play, and you can't get 11 guys out there into the right
be
spots.
on.
But as you said, it's not overly painful to lose one timeout here in the early in the second quarter of the game.
Right.
So we'll see if they can get that cleared up, straightened out, and see what they do here. The one thing I was going to mention, though, with Alex Afari is Alex is a great, large hands, great jumper. Now, we talked about his hands. He made a nice
And
play
there
on the
he
hop.
is. Him and his brother
But-
are on the same side.
But if of course, he's also the guy that fumbled the punt, so easy for me to talk about his hands. And he actually bobbled the first one before he had a nice return.
Right.
So there's Riesenberg in motion. Everybody rolling right. Riesenberg on a wheel route. It looks like this is a designed, I think it was probably a run-pass option there because it looked like Aiden Miller, 23, was looking at him like he might pass it. Then when he saw Bolden just tuck the ball,
Right. I mean,
realized
they
what
said-
was happening.
And they sent everybody to the right side. You had both Afaris on the right side. Then you run Riesenberg
So we'll see it here.
over to that side. And then they roll directly to your left.
They had 72. Ed Bolden pulled out, led the way there. Aiden Miller with.
And they
so
got and he got the yards we talked about.
He did.
Brown. I mean, he's up there. It's 4th down and about 4, and 4th down and 3.5, 4 yards, and it gives you that opportunity.
So another interesting formation. You got Alex Afari to the right, David kind of in the slot. Riesenberg moving from the left side back to the right. He's going out. See if they can get it completed to him.
They
and
did.
It is. And a
nice
great
move.
move. Well, and still on his feet
Still on his
inside the 5-yard line down to about the 4.
Great play call, rolled out, run. I don't know if there was really much run in there, but that's Riesenberg. Like I said, if you ever get him the ball, good things happen. I mean, Riesenberg is a great athlete. Again, didn't play last year, came back this year, baseball player.
We're gonna see this.
But
So
a
this
super athlete,
this
yes.
is 4th and 4.
Watch this move immediately. He catches the ball and just whoop, whoop, bye. And just runs by the defender and picks up another 15 yards.
It's nice to see David Afari, one, was kind of out of position there, didn't touch anybody to get a block, to get a penalty. Alex Afari saw Riesenberg run the ball and went down and hit somebody else, so heck had, helped him get instead of just inside the 10, inside the 5.
Come out of shotgun, you're under center. And
So, first time we're seeing this tonight.
somebody moved.
Yeah, the defense was definitely pulled offside. So, unfortunately, we're now back close to the 10-yard line.
And
Still going to be first and goal.
Again, 1st and goal, and West shoots themselves in the foot.
And what you'll see is the left tackle, number 77, hard to see his number, is sophomore Tegra Shabola.
And
he flinched. He just flinched there. You're also going to see, I mentioned earlier, 72, which is Ed Bolden. You see 71 over there on the left guard. That's Cole Barella. Try to give the big men some love here as well. Here comes Mitch Bolden rolling to the right, throws the ball, but
just underthrew him a little bit. He had him out there.
he didn't really get his body squared to throw the ball. He tried to throw on the run.
And I got to tell you something right now. For
That's
a
a
right-handed
challenge.
quarterback rolling to your left, that is such a tough throw.
So
we've talked about that years past. That was Larry's favorite play, is to roll your quarterback to your left. And
So you're going to see, actually, this is linebacker Isaac Kolosik comes in motion. They call this like a jumbo or a short yardage package down here. And they actually, the ball was tipped.
the ball was tipped.
So didn't notice that the first time. You're going to see just gets a hand. You'll see the ball rotation.
Start the rotation's odd. Yep.
So it's 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line here. Only got about 5 seconds to snap this as they moved it. So hopefully Mitch Bolden can get the trigger pulled here quickly. Got a guy in motion, snapped it with 1 to go. They're going to try to run, see if David can get to the corner. He's going to cut, and he did.
Touchdown. Wow.
Great.
That was just a great job.
The officials are going to talk, and there's the touchdown.
There's the touchdown. What a great job by Afari.
There is a reason that he is committed to Miami University for football. I mean, this is not as easy as it looked.
No, this was all on him. I mean, they had it pretty well defended, but he's able to get out there and catch the outside. I mean, he stopped right there. He's running backwards.
Ran
he
backwards
catches
to
it
about the 12.
and uses that good speed and is able to catch the corner and stays inside the past the
easily.
sideline.
And what's interesting, if you notice that, what all good running backs do is he lowers the inside shoulder, which it sounds funny, but it actually lowers your body and allows you to turn. It gives you a little better angle so that he was able to cut the corner better than the defender was trying to cut him.
Well, and the good news for him is the penalty allowed him to get 5 more yards.
There you
so
go.
He's got 5 more yards on his league. He's 3rd in the league in rush, and that's his 12th touchdown on the year. And he's having a heck of a year, and Miami's getting a heck of a player. So West, after shooting themselves in the foot, they have very few toes left on their right foot because they keep shooting them off. They go up on top 7-0, so they're able to recover, get the ball in the end zone, score first, which I think is big.
So now you got an opportunity, right? You're going to be kicking off here. You're up 7-0, 8:22 to go in the second quarter. If you're Lakota East, you're a little frustrated.
There
You
was
had
a
a
good
couple
picture
things right?
I'm sorry, yeah, you're absolutely right. You got a good picture of John Nickel, the special teams coach. And Brent, one of the things that's been consistent this year, special teams has played very well even in losses. The special teams have played very, very well for Lakota West. So John Nickel doing a great job there of getting these guys prepared and ready. And I hope I don't jinx anything here as we're getting ready to kick off and we see a run back or something, from the east side. And folks, if you're from east and west, I'm sorry, you got some west announcers here. We're some homers. Our kids all went to west. We've been over here doing the west games forever. So apologize to you east folks watching this, but there's nothing I can do about it. I'm sorry.
Number 99, Josh Lane, to kick off for the Firebirds. Looks like intentionally kicked it kind of short.
Kind of short to an up.
Nice grab, and it's going to be a decent return. Oh, you know what? They're going to keep him inside the 30-yard line.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that was the goal. When you kick the ball like that, you're hoping it hits the ground,
You
and
can't
maybe
be
you
keep
keep
inside the 20 because they're catching it at about the 20. It's just a short little pooch kick to a corner to a guy that's not the best athlete on the team. He's an up back. He's a blocker. And, you don't have as much worry about that kid taking, all the way on you. If you kick it to any of those deep backs, that's a recipe. You don't want to kick it to the best athlete on the field.
Looked like number 12, David Jones, pushed him out of bounds.
Yep.
And here we go. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Thunderhawks from their own 27-yard line. Going to hand the ball right up the middle. And, a lot of people say, why do you run it up the middle? Their defense is ready for that. That's part of this offense, right? You have to be committed to handing it to that first option occasionally.
He's reading the last guy on the line. And whatever that guy does dictates whether he gives him the ball up the middle or not. And then it's up to West to execute taking that fullback. I mean, it's really, really difficult to defend this offense. Like I said before, defensive tackles got to stop the dive back. Outside linebackers got to take the quarterback, and then the corners and safeties have to come up and take the pitch back. And if anybody makes a mistake, it can be a touchdown.
So here we go.
Throw again.
Going to throw the ball deep. Will Barber wow. What great position from Will Barber, number 26 there. Ball actually hit as he turned.
Yep.
Ball hit him.
Right in the hands.
Got him a little. What's the old story?
Yeah, hit him in a bad place, right in the hands.
And that's why he's playing defense.
That's why he's playing defense and not offense. But
perfect coverage.
He was hit by the East receiver. A lot of people are looking for offensive pass interference here as this kid falls down on his legs and impedes his progress. So he's there. See right there.
Yeah,
he kind of almost tackled him. And, took his eye off the ball and impeded him to try and get to the ball. So good job by Will Barber.
Yeah, great play by Barber there. Perfect position, turned his body right back as the ball got there. And as you mentioned, it's easy for us to say he couldn't hold on to it when his legs are being taken out from under him. Here comes the pitch, the deep way. Nice move from Lakota East there for a first down. I think that's Charlie Kendrick, the sophomore.
That was a heck of Kajewski. He was getting tackled. If you see a replay on this, Kajewski's getting tackled and still gets the pitch off. This went from disaster to a first down. Right here you see it. Kajewski's hit right there by 97, takes it away, gets the ball out to Fowler, who makes a good move.
That's Kendrick.
That's Kendrick.
So that was Jake Kiefer, who from the defensive line, right on the quarterback, couldn't keep his hands contained. That's the third or fourth time he's had a pitch that was a little creative. Wasn't the normal.
Very creative. And got
the
a
normal
first
look.
down out of it.
Yeah, first down, almost out to the 40-yard line. So nice run by Kendrick. And Kendrick did a nice little hesitation move to get some extra yards there. Here we go again, back to pass.
Again, East really throwing
and it's
football.
Toward Kendrick. Good coverage out there once again. That's Truman Mason. And little fun fact about Truman Mason, you and he have something in common, Dan.
Where's the number 8?
Well, it might have been number 8, but I was thinking that didn't you both score 36 on your ACT?
I think so.
But you took it twice.
I did. I took it twice.
Yeah, Truman Mason.
Yeah, that was my combined
Truman
score.
Mason actually had 36 on his ACT. What an impressive young man.
Yes, very impressive. 36 perfect score. And they also had one of the D linemen scored a 31. So smart group here.
So good coverage from Mason, the safety on the running back.
East throwing the ball a lot more than you normally see them throw the football.
So 2nd and 10 here from the 40-yard line. 7:03 to go in the second quarter. Oh, ball's on the ground. Turn back the other way.
It looks like West. Yeah, it looks like West covered that.
I thought at first the quarterback Kajewski got it back in his hands, but the Lakota West players feel pretty optimistic. And there's the signal.
There's the signal. So West turned it back down 2-0 on turnovers. Now cuts that deficit is Truman Mason.
Truman Mason
comes up with it. There, after talking great news about him, Kid comes up with a big play, gets a
So you'll see Trajewski, who we've just talked about, making a great
just dropped
job.
the football too. I mean, he wasn't hit.
Yeah, doing a great job moving the ball around.
Comes out and the ball, it gets caught on his hip.
So,
Yeah, that was an exchange whether he wanted to give the ball up or not. I couldn't tell.
Dan, why don't you explain a little bit how that true read works? Because that is a little. Does the running back doesn't really know?
It is. He has no idea if he's getting the football or not, and it looks like right there he just put the ball kind of on his hip, and it looks like the offensive back didn't know he was supposed to get the ball, and it just flips out of there. But you're right. Kajewski's leading the last. He's reading the last man on the line, and depending on what that guy does, if he goes down and crashes, he pulls the ball out, and if he doesn't, comes up field, he hands the ball off. It's that simple. It's not where the D-line or linebackers or anything at all. It's based on the last man on the line is whether he keeps it or not. And, again, if that last man on the line crashes down, he pulls the ball out and tries to run option. If he stays there and plays contained, then he gives the ball to the fullback. It's that simple.
So Mitch Bolden, with a little bit of a low snap, fielded it cleanly, threw it out to Malcolm Rencher. Only a gain of about 3 yards, but another guy on the offense for Lakota West. Definitely, as we talked about, if you look in the stats, it looks like David Afari. But look at this. We've got several guys. Oh, and here comes Rencher the other direction.
Got the ball.
Give him a couple of looks at nice hit.
Ooh, big hit by East player coming across. That linebacker came across. That's number 86 maybe? 90? Yeah,
66?
66. No, 22.
Was it 22 with the
Yeah,
tackle? That's
22
Michael Howard. We mentioned him
he's
earlier.
their number one tackler, inside linebacker for them. He came over and put a big hit on him.
But it's one thing to make a tackle. That was a statement.
And, again, you're inside the 40 here. Last time West had the ball, they went for it on fourth down. So is this two-down territory? They need 5 yards, 6 yards. All you need to do is pick up 2-3 yards, and you could go for it.
We're going to see this again. You're going to watch 22 flow, and right there he broke clean and was able to accelerate. You see the movement of the player.
Perfect tackle too. Perfect farm tackle.
So here we go. Oh, and boy, false start again.
And it's what you don't want. I mean, West can't keep doing this and win this football game. As you see another call for
so it's going to be 3rd and almost 10.
Yeah, now you got to get 6 or 7 yards to be able to go for it on fourth down. I don't think you want to be in 4th and 5 or 6 or 4th and 11 basically where you're at today.
So as you said it was 3rd and 5, which meant you only had to get 3 yards twice in order to get the first down and keep the chains moving. Now 3rd and long 10, maybe even 11.
And this is not, again, what you want to be. You don't want to be in 3rd and 10 or 11 in the option. Just not a lot of plays in the playbook for 3rd and 11.
Only 7 seconds on the play clock, which certainly now this would be the only issue. See if timeout is what's going to be taken here. So now the only negative of that earlier timeout that followed a timeout is that we've now just used our last timeout.
And
obviously, well placed here.
Yes.
You want to keep this 3rd and 11 as opposed to 3rd and 16.
Well, you don't want to make it 3rd and 16 because then you're almost, now you're in probable punt. And you don't want to leave 5 minutes left for East to go down and score. They've got all their timeouts left, so plenty of time on the clock left. I'm pretty sure Tom would like to move this ball down the field, eat up as much time as he can, and score right before halftime. Going with a 14-0 lead would be a big lead for this team.
So we've seen Afari, we've seen Rencher, we've seen Bolden, we've seen Aiden Miller, we've seen Riesenberg. So we've seen a little bit more variety from Lakota West, and I think there's 2 things that we've talked about earlier today. The first one is, if you look at the stats, David Afari is the central figure of the offense. The second thing you mentioned right off the get-go, both of these coaches are from the Coleraine, the Kerry Combs
coaching tree.
And so, therefore, they know each other very well. So you got to try to do things a little bit different.
Yes.
Mix it up a little bit more.
Before, Bolden is a little bit more open as an offensive coordinator than Rick Haynes is. Although Haynes is throwing the football a lot more today than I've ever seen an East team throw a football. So this.
No, boy, now we're going to get 3rd and 16 anyway.
Yeah. They saved it by calling the timeout, and then they come out and they flinch again. So West just, again, continually shooting off toes. That's hurting them, and it looks like they're calling on 77 Shabola because he's acting like, hey, I didn't do anything. But he's flinching or something.
Well, it looks like we also saw the center a little bit. A lot of people were moving before the ball was snapped.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you see that and you think.
So it's unusual to see the center move before.
Or sometimes the center forgets to move. If you start seeing a lot of other people moving here and 73 not moving, that also can
It
be
looked like Shabola was like, hey, he had his hands up like, what did I do? Oh, right there it was.
But you could see
right Yep.
So there was at least 3 guys moving.
Yeah, I mean, right there. I don't know what was the problem there, but there goes Shabola moving first.
And you could see 44. Yep, the tight end and the tackle there.
So I see now why Shabola was questioning it. He goes, everybody was moving. Wasn't just me. Why are you calling on me?
And that's one of those.
Good actually officially because it was Shabola who moved first.
It sure looked like it.
And,
but that's one of those where you always joke to the quarterback, tell the count to 2 different sides of the huddle, 2 different numbers.
Right.
When you see that many people moving. So here we go. It's 3rd and 16, still inside the 45-yard line. Obviously, Bolton's going to roll left, gets the ball out. There is a flag on the play. Aiden Miller with another nice gain. Still on his feet. I think he's out of bounds. There was an early flag, and we have a player down. So a lot of stuff going on here. I think Bolton got hit pretty hard as he released the ball to the flat. Now we're going to see what the penalty was. The penalty was thrown very early.
It's against West.
Yeah, right. It was thrown right in the middle.
Which is a shame because he picked up the first down.
Yeah, we'll see again. I didn't see what it was. As we came by, we saw the flag out here.
I didn't see the call either. I just saw him pointing back to West, but I didn't see what the call was.
It appeared like the flag was thrown pretty early. So the gain was either a first down or
They
within
had
a
2
yard
people
of
in
it.
motion. Looks like they had.
And we'll take a quick look here, see what they. Well,
I didn't see that. It was after the play.
but Aiden Miller with another nice play here. You're going to see Alex Safari there too with a good block.
Breaks a good tackle there, and I mean he got down.
7. Caleb Rao still there. So
I think he was close to the first down too. I think that
it sure looked like it. So now we're 3rd and 21, still in Lakota East territory, but at the 47-yard line.
No, they had run the fake to Afari off to the as he came across.
So do
you run? He's setting up in the same thing. You go back. He was standing over pretty much open.
So we got 4 receivers out on this one. One back in the backfield with the quarterback. So good job by Aiden Miller. And it looks like Bolton's going to run the ball. Obviously needed 21 yards. He's not going to get there, but got probably 11.
Yeah, got inside of 9, where it's going to be 4th and 9 or 10,
so
which he could elect to do. I mean, he may not want to leave the ball. You got 2 choices here. You can try and kick the ball out of bounds, deep inside the 10-yard line here, and make them go the whole distance in 3 or 4 minutes.
So we're going to see this here. Bolton does roll left, a right-hander. And pretty early on, he tucked it and run. So, the defense played way soft, but you can see their heads forward. They're in a zone. They're not man. The defensive backs are looking at him. So they're making sure he can't get a 20-yard run. It looks like they are going to line up to punt the ball, and it ended up 4th and 11. So we'll see what happens here for Caudell.
Had a nice punt on his first one to get him in there, and this one looks good.
Oh, but it took a big hop, and they couldn't save it. So Caudell did a nice job, waited a step or 2 for the defense to get a chance to get down there, tried to do a little half kick. And
so you're going to get a net of about 15 yards out of it. But
unfortunately on his kick, the ball hit right on the point and turned over.
And rolled in.
And rolled right into the end zone. Good effort from Lakota. Number 3, I believe it was there.
So right now
Aaron Boyd tried to keep it out of the end zone.
4:41 left to go.
So we'll see this. You'll see kind of like a kick. It turns over, and I think it's 3. Yeah, that's 3. Aaron Boyd lays out trying to keep the ball out of the end zone to pin Lakota down, but was unable to get there.
That wouldn't have mattered. He stepped in the end zone beforehand. Even if he'd have tapped it back, it would have been a touchback. But so you got 1st and 4 minutes and 41 seconds really to go 80 yards. So you got a 1st and 80 with down 7-0. So a big drive here for East. West, if they can score, may have some time.
So here we go. We'll see. They just run the ball up the middle. Not a whole lot there. Actually got tackled forward. So, the good news is you hit him hard. The bad news is you knocked him forward 2 more yards.
Yeah.
Isaac Kolosik involved in that, 37. That was Lugo Flowers there, the running back, 28.
Yep.
We mentioned earlier he's their leading rusher.
And the one thing you don't want here if you're Lakota West is if you see a receiver and he's not trying to block you, he's going out for a pass. You can't let anybody get behind you here if you're the safeties from West. You can allow a 10-yard run, but you can't allow a 70-yard pass or a 78-yard pass here. So you can't let anybody run by
and there's
you.
a false start. Speaking of that, Charlie Kendrick, 48. So I guess, hey, anything you can do, West,
we can do worse.
We can do as well.
We can do the same thing.
So those 4 yards that they got on first down, give it back, +1.
Yeah, so now you got 2nd and 11 versus a 2nd and 6 or 5, and very unfortunate for these option teams. You can't do it.
And what that is the player you couldn't quite see there, who was just out of the screen, the back, the deep back, Charlie Kendrick was the one who jumped just a little bit early there. So here we go. It's going to be right around 2nd and 11. And, boy, both teams doing what we've said you can't do when you're an option. You
Yep.
can't keep putting yourself in bad positions. You know, you're second and 4.
Whoa.
Nice. Well, so there's a lot to talk about there. And
Oh, wow, look at him breaking tackles. He did a good job there. He should have lost 8 yards on the play.
so a lot to talk about.
Yes.
Almost a fumble. Kendrick does a nice job getting his hands on the ball. Not only that, avoids the big tackle for a loss and almost broke it.
Yeah, Charlie Kendrick did a good job just getting back to the line of scrimmage here. Boom, there again,
Pitches
97's
behind
in
him.
there. Pitched it behind him. Should have got tackled right there for a loss.
Great
21
balance.
misses it. Yeah, great balance, spun away, and ends up getting back to the line of scrimmage at least. Well, actually picked up about
Yeah.
3 yards out of it.
So if you think about it, it's 3rd and 7. Had you not had the penalty, you would be 3rd and 2, which
Third
is
and
very
forever, yeah.
makeable in this. But unfortunately for East and fortunately for West. So here you go, 3rd and 7. Going to cross, a little misdirection. Good cut back to the middle. Nice, strong tackle short of the first down.
Good job by the inside linebacker
You-
making a play there on
You know-
Thornhill, number 20, taking that on
And
the
I-
cross buck, basically. He comes back from the inside, takes it right there as a cross. A cross buck is what they call that play. And West doing a good job.
Yeah, that was Cy Walters, number 10, a safety, and he did a great job. Now, often you say, hey, don't tackle high, don't do those things. But you know what? That was one you didn't want him to fall forward. What Cy was able to do is body him up, middle of the body, kept him from moving forward, and then allow, either driving backwards or let everybody else finish it out. Leaves it as a 4th and 3.
So Carlton Gray and the defense doing a great job here stopping East. They're getting nothing on either end. And West here is going to have a chance.
Yeah.
I mean, that ball's going to be out at about the 44, 43.
Looks like they're
42
spotted
yard
at
line.
42. What's interesting there is, if you notice, he had number 2, Alex Afari, who bobbled one punt and then had a nice return, muffed and lost a second punt.
Right.
He wanted no part of that one. He had an
No.
opportunity to come forward and try to catch that. Would have probably gained them another 8 or 9 yards just by catching the ball.
Yeah, but if
And-
you miss it and you return the
and-
fumble over, that's
Exactly.
devastating.
So he was
Smart play.
He was cautious.
Yeah, smart play. West has the football with 2:05 to go in the half, and they've got a possibility here. They got a chance to get down and if nothing else, get a field goal.
So you
West
see-
has a good kicker also.
So you see Riesenberg 22 on the one wing. You're going to see Bolden coming that way. Now that's kind of an interesting. He's going to only get about 2 on that. He had Aiden Miller 23 as his pitch man. But what happened is the Lakota East defensive end played very soft.
Yep.
Didn't come up and take the quarterback. They just played very soft.
Strung out to play.
That's one of those where, there's 2 minutes to go. You're still in your own territory. We might
Yeah.
give you 2 or 3, but we're not going to give you a big play here.
Yeah, I would look for Afari on one of these plays. They've been relying on him in the slot. Well, you got Alex out there on the left side on wide receiver, but David is their number 1 receiver, and look for him down a slot or down a seam, and see if they can't find him.
So straight down the middle, it is Alex Afari, and he catches it.
He caught it. Alex Afari catches the ball, post pattern.
So a nice throw from Bolden.
Yes.
Now, we talked earlier, he threw that one early, but he had to. And he put it high in the air, which is a spot for his receiver to get to.
So
'Cause
nice job.
You're
Play
going to
action.
see that he's going to get some pressure here. And see that you can see that he had to throw it. And
Well, nice throw, but look at that. Nice spiral. Puts it out there for him to catch it, and he's able to haul it in a big play
that's a really nice throw. That's freshman to sophomore, so that's something
Yep.
Lakota West has to look forward to
for a long time.
for a few years here, huh?
3 more years.
And you know what? As you can tell, the ball was thrown or drifted to the right, but Afari made a nice job of chasing it down.
Yeah, really good job as Bolden's going to roll to his
So
left
here we are,
now.
first down from the
If he's
15-yard
gonna
line.
Try and keep it, but he's going to get
Yeah.
sacked as West forces that back into the defensive rush.
That was a good
and
job.
Bolden goes down.
That was a good job by East. I was with Mitch Bolden there. When he rolled out left, it looked like there was a crease
Yeah.
back to the middle, and it closed very quickly there.
Yeah, Lakota East doing a nice job defensively there, shutting that down. I
So-
wasn't sure if that was almost a designed run again. I don't even know when he's rolling that way.
So
if he's really wanting to throw.
here's
the football.
here's the issue with no timeouts left. Clock running, 27 seconds to go. 2nd and 12 from the 17, 18-yard line. They do complete it to Rao, but it's actually
Not a
completed inbounds. Clock's going to be running. This is when you probably have to go out there and spike it. You want to make sure you spike it.
It's only 3rd down, so
Well, then you get a chance to kick a field goal.
yeah, there you go.
So they stopped it with 9 seconds to go. It does become 4th down as a result of that, but remember, you had no timeouts. If you run a play there.
And it's 4th and 8, so do you really want to try a sideline pass
Yeah,
or something?
So
I don't think so.
That was
You're
here's
only going
the,
to get one more play.
Caleb
off.
Rao, 7. Nice catch. And gets tackled there. Nice sure tackle from Lakota East.
Yes.
So here we go. But a chance for the field goal. It's from the right hash. So for a right-footed kicker, this is usually the advantage because,
Yes.
your natural tendency is to bring the ball back across. We'll see the left. If you remember, this was the same spot missed by Lakota East, but that was a left-footed kicker.
They're going to call timeout and ice him. They got all 3 of their timeouts left.
So Josh Lane, 99, lines up to kick it here. But again, he's a right-footed kicker from the right hash. All he has to do is kick through it and bring it.
Yep.
Easy for me to say all he has to do.
Yeah.
The difference is
Sitting up
the
here.
Lakota East kicker, who was a left-footer. So when he was coming from this side, he had to leave it open
He
a little
pushed it.
bit,
Yeah,
and he
did.
ended up pushing it too far.
He did push it too far by, and Lane's been a pretty good kicker this year, pretty solid. I mean, if you're Lakota West, you got to feel good about this. To stop them, they got the ball back with 4 minutes, which was plenty of time for East to drive. Lakota West defense shuts them down and gives the offense a chance to get down and get into scoring position. In the pass so far, he got them there, and now you got a chance to kick a field goal and go into halftime up.
This is huge.
10-0.
I mean, if a 30-yard field goal, 29-yard field goal, a chance to go up 2 scores.
Which, the way West defense is playing right now, that's big.
And with the 2 turnovers and with several penalties from West, if you could go up 2 scores after all that,
you would playing particularly well.
You would be ecstatic. So we'll see what Lane can do here. Of course, as you mentioned, they have
going to ice him again.
Yeah, they have
got all 3
timeouts, so I guess they're going to.
So where is he kicking this from, Brady? 7 yards back from. I can't see.
Yeah, it looks like it looks like they've got it spotted right at the 18. You can still see where the T is out there.
Okay.
So it looks like they're going to spot it.
28-yarder.
Yeah, so they're going to spot it at the 18. So what do you think, Dan?
That doesn't seem far enough.
7. It's
no,
right on
right.
7
Yeah,
yards.
sorry.
Yeah. So.
No, I mean the 4th down marker is just 4 yards, and you go back 7, so it'd be 3 yards. Yeah, about the 18 or 20, I guess.
Yeah. So what do you? So I mean, as you mentioned earlier, Carlton Gray, defensive coordinator for Lakota West, has to be ecstatic on how his team has played.
Because the offense put him in a lot of pride. There's two turnovers there that really put the pressure on the defense, and they stepped up and played well. They shut them down.
They've really done a good job.
And, they knew that going into the season that they were going to have to rely on their defense, that was the strength of this team. The offense gets better each week, better and better each week, and, is evidence here. I mean, the offense has outplayed East, I think. They've just hurt themselves with penalties and turnovers.
Snap, hold, good pressure, but he gets the kick away. It's good.
It's good.
And it's good by at least 10, 12, 15 yards.
And that runs, no, there's 5 seconds left, so they will have to kick off. But Lane doing a great job kicking it right down the middle, plenty of leg. That would have been good from a lot more.
Yeah, that was easily another 12 or 15 yards.
Yeah,
so
easily.
So you're talking, it's that's good to know too, right? That you got somebody who looks good from 45 yards or so.
Yeah, 45
if
yards
you have to
potentially make that. So.
Here, we'll see the replay here of Josh Lane.
He had plenty of leg.
Impressive. You can see right there on the 18-yard line, 10 yards for the end zone, so 28-yard.
Yeah, nice
good
hold.
steps. I mean, good pressure from Lakota East, and as you could tell, I mean, that ball's top of the uprights going through there.
Silas Walters was a good hold, number 10 too, a little high on the snap, but he got it caught and got the ball down. So Cy doing a good job there, getting it down, getting the kicker, and giving Lane a chance. And with the chance, you put it through. So you got to like West. The way they're playing defense right now, can Lakota East even score twice? Although the one thing you have a problem with, Brent, is West has had struggles in the second half.
They've had struggles in the second half. They've also had struggles holding on to the ball.
Right.
On occasion.
Yep. And that's not indicative of Colerain or their team, but yeah, they are. As you see Lane there getting ready to kick the ball.
So
my guess is isn't going to go very far.
Obviously, 5 seconds. The goal. If you remember, even the last time when there was plenty of time, they kicked it. It's interesting. You'll notice 48 Kendrick is the up man on that side. So might be. I don't recall if he was there the last time, but you put some of your better running backs in that middle area here.
Yeah, and he's going to punch that in there.
That's going to be pretty effective. Fielded around the 10-yard line. It looks like that might be Lugo Flowers.
And down he goes.
See if we can get a good angle on him.
Yeah,
that will run out
Flowers.
the clock. No, again, I'm wrong. It's
Thornhill.
Thornhill. I
Thornhill
apologize.
gets it, and it doesn't matter. The clock runs out on the kickoff. So big half for West. A lot of mistakes, a lot of issues, but still up, taking a 10-0 halftime lead, which is big. So I guess we'll see you in the second half. I'm Dan Zievering for Brett Phelan, and we'll see you in the second half. All right, welcome back to second half action. Lakota West versus Lakota East, the crosstown shootout, the Civil War, whatever you want to call it. So far, the team or the Army winning the battle right now is Lakota West. And there is a correction if you were with us in the first half. It is actually 9-0 as Lakota West actually missed the extra point, did not kick that through. So it's 9-0, but still a 2-score lead for West. And, you know, Brent, you got some statistics over here. Why don't you run over some first half statistics for us?
So a couple things to point out. Lakota West definitely had the advantage on the offensive side. They ran 26 plays for 161 yards, 7 first downs. Lakota East, 23 plays, but only 65 yards. Obviously, that wasn't a lot of offense from East. That's why there's no points on the board from their end. They did miss the one field goal,
right,
but they were only in good field position because of the turnover. And that's the other side of this.
Which is significant because West has 2 turnovers.
Two turnovers for Lakota West, and one of them took them out of a potential scoring drive down in Lakota East territory. The other one in their own territory resulted in a field goal attempt. Fortunately for West.
It was back-to-back turnovers. I mean, they fumbled the ball, taking them out of a scoring situation, and then West defense comes in and stops them. And on the next punt, they fumble the punt and puts them down there in scoring position, which was the only opportunity East had to score. Other than that, West defense, Carlton Gray has done a fabulous job with this defense, getting them ready for this East game tonight, because East has not found the answer. They've thrown the football more than I expected, 6 times, only completed 1. So the corners and safeties for West doing a good job covering. But, man, I'll tell you what, if you're East, I'm not sure what you tell them, Brent. I mean, they have not been able to do anything. Lakota West is controlling the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball.
And that's what it comes down to. Lakota East, as you mentioned, 6 pass attempts, but only 1 completion. And really, the pass attempts they've had were just trying to throw the ball one-on-one deep downfield, which are, and there's a loose ball from the east side. Looks like West has it.
And West may come out. That's a big start for West. Even it up as Thornhill looks like he had the ball. Number 20 was the one that came up and was running. It looks like it came out of his hand. We're going to show you the replay here. Was that Rencher that came up with the ball?
I couldn't see if that was number
kick it
3.
short.
We'll
Thornhill comes up with it, and I don't see. Oh, right there, the ball got ripped out. I couldn't see who that was. You see it again right here.
Yeah,
Thornhill catches it, comes up short, catches it, and somebody just goes right by and rips it out.
Looks like number 3, Aaron Boyd.
Aaron Boyd took it. All right, good job, as Boyd.
Nice job. And we've seen Aaron on a lot of special teams plays right at the point of attack. So
well, Johnny on the spot there, getting a open half kickoff. East was going to take that. And, if you're East, you want to get it and maybe get out and score. So West right here with a chance to, further the lead here and really almost put this game away. The way West defense is playing right now as they run the jet sweep.
And Riesenberg with another good solid run.
Like I say, I'm going to tell Bolden on Monday, they need to get the ball in that kid's hands a little bit more. Riesenberg, every time he touches, he had 35 yards receiving, another 20 yards rushing in football. Every time he touches the ball, something good happens.
What's interesting about the first half for Lakota West, here comes that fumble. We're going to see.
I can't see who did that, but 29 ripped it out. Right there, 29 for West Firebirds ripped it out.
That's Owen Haynes, 29 for West, caused the fumble.
Yep, and then it's picked up by number 3, who's Johnny on the spot right there, which is Aaron Boyd. And
so here we go, 2nd and 6 from the 26-yard line for Lakota West. Big opportunity here, right? This could really put an early dagger. And nice Aiden Miller.
Aiden Miller right up the middle.
Good job.
Got some good yardage.
Yeah,
there.
Somebody in the center of the East defense had him wrapped up around the neck, but Miller was able to keep his legs moving and get loose from that one and push it, so it's going to be 3rd and short, which is exactly what you want to be when you're running this offense, right?
Yeah,
3rd and 2.
You're inside the 25-yard line, 3rd and short. Probably, my guess is 4-down territory again here. You're inside the 25-yard line. You give it up in there.
There's the run.
Yep.
You're going to
got him around his neck, pulled, but he kept driving. Look at that. His legs keep driving. Picks up an extra 2 or 3 yards. So, Tomahawk players, take a look at that. Always keep your legs moving.
Bolden under center, which we've only seen a couple times tonight. Usually they're out of that shotgun. He's going to hand it to Afari. Tried to cut back to the right.
Reverses, and there's nothing going there. Defense had that the whole time. Afari tried to change his reverse course, and right there was number 43 for East to come up and make the play. Troy Reisner came up at senior. Linebacker came in and made a nice play there to shut him down.
And David Afari had done that a couple of times where he ran the ball to the left, went back, gave up some ground, and then was able to get to the corner Unfortunately, that time they started on the left hash. Wasn't enough room there. He tried to cut it back. Somebody got a hand on his jersey, slowed him up enough that he wasn't able to get
And
there.
he
Loss of about 3 yards.
Yeah, so, but it looks like they're going to go for it anyway. They're right at about 25-yard line. So the way the defense is playing, you leave them down. If you don't get it, you leave them down there, down around the 20-yard line or so. If you get it, then you keep driving and trying to get there. So I think you have to go for it on fourth down here. You don't really want to.
So it looks like Bolden was – oh, nice cut by Bolden. Great
got
effort, Mitch Bolden. So if you saw that, he did a wonderful job. He faked like he was going to throw the ball out to number 1, Afari, who had lined up split out to the left side.
So using him as a decoy.
When all the defense started to run that way, it was the parting of the Red Sea.
And that looks like I don't know if he ever intended to throw the ball. That was a quarterback draw.
I think that was
and
70.
It worked well.
Looked like 72 Ed Bolden. When Mitch Bolden faked the ball, the defender went left, and he was able to get his body over there and shove him out of the way, which gave Mitch a nice hole. And
nice lane. Good heads-up play. Good
Mitch
call.
did Superman to make sure he got the first down, diving forward for the last couple yards. So first down at the inside the 20-yard line. That was huge.
That's a big first down pickup right there on fourth down.
Bolden back to pass again. Doesn't see much, but trying to get to the corner. And the freshman was able to stay out from going down, but couldn't quite run through the arm tackle.
No, but he gets thrown out of bounds around the sidelines.
Lost about 3 or maybe even 4 on the play.
Tom gives his son/quarterback some instructions, and you're going to see him go back, and he's not getting rid of the ball, but he's not throwing the ball and making any mistakes. Bolden's got 4 interceptions on the year, so obviously learning as a freshman, not throwing the ball, just up for grabs right now. He's he's taking care of the ball, which is good. So
and that was number 3, Jordell Smith, who spun him around and threw him out of bounds there a little bit. So it's going to be second and long 13, maybe even 14 here for Lakota West. They're now back outside the 20-yard line. Kind of a misdirection. Aiden Miller going to run it upside. I think there's a hold as well in the middle there. I mean, boy, nice job keeping his feet driving.
Yeah, he does.
The bad news is I think they threw a flag right in the middle there, which is usually the spot for a hold.
Not good where they're going, but Aiden Miller's only 5'10", 200 pounds. But, man, he plays bigger than that. And I don't know if he's 200 pounds. I think they added some they gave him some weight, or somebody was stepping on the scale when he got on, because he does not look 200 pounds to me, but he runs like he's 200 pounds.
That was finally wrapped up again by 3, Jordell Smith. Jordell Smith making a couple plays here, but looks like it's obviously a holding flag. Now they're trying to figure out
there looking.
See what's the spot, because this penalty, if the hold occurred upfield, they will go forward and then move the penalty from there versus from the line of scrimmage. So that's what they're trying to figure out, exactly how far this is going to make it. Looks like it's going to be second and a long way to go.
I don't know who they called the hold on there. I couldn't see anything.
Boy,
I'm
guessing one of these early linemen, did somebody grab him?
I didn't see anything. I mean, that guy went down, but they're not holding him.
Wow.
He's double teamed. That's a tough call.
Wow. So second and 22.
Just a pancake block.
Yeah, second and 22 from the 31-yard line now. So quick pass out here to Caleb Rao. He does a little cut back inside. Not much there. But again, one thing that Lakota West has done tonight, and I think it's kept East a little bit off balance, is they've got a lot more people into the offense.
Right.
Yet in the first half, you had David Afari with 7 rushes, Aiden Miller with 2, Kurt Riesenberg with 2, Malcolm Rencher with a carry, Riesenberg 2 catches, Alex Afari with a catch, Caleb Rao with a catch, and Malcolm Rencher with a catch. So 6-7 people running the ball.
Yep.
And passing the ball. Of course, obviously, Mitch Bolden throwing the ball. So
and very difficult.
You couldn't focus on just David Afari.
No, he only catch the ball 7 times.
And how many times are we seeing Afari lined up split out as opposed to in the backfield here?
Yep.
Now it's going to be 3rd and 21.
Which is a lot.
Bolden back to pass. It was a
little hitch and go, but he didn't have the time. East got to him a little quick. Yeah, looked like they were trying to run a hitch and go to Afari. He turned back and then took off on a double move, but not enough time to get that play developed and get the pass out.
So back up to about the 25-yard line, 26-yard line, I guess is where they're going to spot it. It's going to be 4th down and still a long way to go. Are you going to go for it here? I mean, there's not a whole lot to be gained at the 26-yard line.
Especially if you kick the ball in the end zone, it's a 6-yard net punt.
And Daniel Caudell had 2 nice punts. Unfortunately, on the one, it did go roll into the end zone. But he does have 2 punts in the first half for 81 yards, an average of over 40 yards. One of them stopped down inside the 6-yard line. The other one went into the end zone. So he gave 2 times. He gave his defense a chance, or his special teams.
Bolden's going back. He's going to go long, and there's nothing there. They're looking for a far.
Yeah, I think they zigged and zagged.
Yep.
And But so you know what? All of that, we're now at 6:16, so almost 6 minutes into the third quarter. The result of that penalty is really nothing. Lakota East is going to have the ball here at their 26-yard line.
The one thing you want to tell Bolton there is go ahead and try and stick that ball in there, even if it's intercepted.
Yep.
It's coming out to the 20 at best, or if you get it intercepted and they tackle on the 1 or 2 yard line, it's better than a punt.
So we're going to see him again here. I mean, it wasn't a lot of pressure.
There was no chance for Afari to catch this. But if he throws this to the outside corner or something, give him a chance, who cares if it's intercepted? In fact, it'd be good if it didn't. They pitch the ball again.
Oh, big hole.
Big hole in that thing. And they've given that, that pitch out there. He's getting hit every time. But when they get the pitch out, and that's the Fowler?
I think that's Charlie Kendrick, 48.
Charlie Kendrick, yeah, 48.
Takes the pitch around the left side, advances it to the Lakota West 48-yard line, so a gain of 26 on that play. They had 65 yards in the first half, 26 on the first offensive play of the half. So
they got to get this stopped. I mean, they've stopped the quarterback and let him pitch it, but they've been getting 10 yards, or that's been the biggest play. That was the biggest play from the line of scrimmage for East tonight, but that's been the best they've had all night anyways, that pitch play.
Oh, so this is going to be interesting. So they threw the flag back there, which is often holding. Quarterback kept the ball, faked the handoff up the middle, kept the ball. They,
personal foul face mask.
It looked like they might have got him around the neck. Let's look at, we'll look at that closer to see if he actually got a face mask.
Yeah, they're going to call face mask on this.
We'll check real quick here because it looked like he had him around the neck, which of course is not a face mask. So let's see it. That's the face mask.
Yep,
there it is.
It's a 15-yarder every time.
And so that's going to be unfortunately a face mask there in the middle. And that's going to be another big gain. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. So just like that.
East moving the football.
East moving, right? 40-some yards, 41 yards in 2 plays.
Yeah, which is a lot. I mean, that's been the offense for East. They haven't done much or experienced much. The West has shut them down, but East recovering from that turnover does not allow West to score on that and is now moving the football. So East fighting back here.
And again, they try to run the ball straight up the middle, and no gain on the play, but that's what you have to do to keep the defense honest. You see number 90 there made a nice play on it. That's Andre Prophet. And if the reason you run that play is you want those interior defensive linemen and even the defensive end not to be able to make plays on the outside because they have to concentrate on that.
They've got to take fullback.
The minute they give up on the fullback, that fullback can pop that ball quickly.
If
you ever watch the academies play college football, you'll see that where they just keep pounding it for nothing. And finally, that guy will, all the defenders will say, well, I'm not wasting my time anymore.
Option football is high risk, high reward. You just, it's risky as can be. You put the ball on the ground as you saw him do it once on the fake, but going deep again. West is right there and knocks the ball away. Really nice play down there.
Yeah, that was Hunter
21.
Anderson.
Hunter Anderson, who leads the team in interception. Nice play there.
Again, one receiver out that way, man coverage. But what Hunter Anderson did, you'll see his head is looking back.
He's right in his hip
and he's
pocket.
looking. So he's there the whole time looking back at the quarterback. Sometimes you'll have the advantage there if it's man coverage. You'll find the defender is looking at the receiver, not sure where he's going to go, and doesn't know when the ball's coming. You'll look here. He's got his head turned. He's watching the ball at the high point there.
He's almost
great coverage.
Yeah, he's almost in a better place to get
third and 10 is going to try. Oh, there you go.
Throw back, and he's wide open on the throwback.
Yep.
And that play on the option works very well because he fakes the inside handoff. No one takes him, and he comes up wide open on the backside. You roll out to the right, bring all flow right, and that backside's wide open. And as you saw right there, as Kajewski hits him on a backside and pick up good yardage.
So Kajewski to Kendrick, and they will be 1st down inside the 5, right at the 5-yard lines where that's going to be spotted. So we'll see what we got here. As you'll notice, they fake to him out of the backfield, and then
Kendrick's
nobody
right
grabs him. And
he is their leading receiver for East, so you can't let him go.
The inside linebacker was unfortunately responsibility. There is Kendrick fighting his way close to the end zone.
And he is in. They've showed the touchdown. So East fighting their way back after not showing any signs of life in the first half. Comes out of the second half as Haynes gives them a talking to. Drives right down the field on their, first possession. They fumbled the kickoff, so they never really this is their first possession of the second half, and they made it count.
They dodged the bullet of the turnover to start the half, and were able to, so all they did is lost 6 minutes.
Right.
But right here is still 4:26 to go, and this is a big extra point as West missed their extra point, so this is a chance to get within 2.
Does West answer?
So that's good.
So it is good. And now it is a 9-7 game. 2 points separate them, only by a safety. So West, if you're West, you want to get down and get some points here. If you go down and get a touchdown, you put them up again by 2 scores, and hopefully your defense holds up, and that's kind of an anomaly. But
think back about this. So we were looking at just about 3 minutes ago, Lakota West had a first down inside the 20-yard line. Looked like they were going to go put a score in that might have almost ended the game. I mean, East was deflated.
Yes,
East is able to stop them, and then immediately take the ball down the field and just a handful of plays for a touchdown. And wow, what a change!
And 2 really big plays. One on the pitch that picked up 26, 27 yards. Then the penalty didn't help, the 15-yarder. But the big one was the kind of the throwback. They fake the inside handoff, they roll out the other way, and then throw back to the guy they faked the pass to, or faked the dive to, and he's wide open, and he's their leading receiver. You cannot allow him to get Kendrick to get open like that. I mean, you just can't forget about him.
So 65 yards of offense in the first half for Lakota East. That's a 74-yard drive, although there was a 15-yard penalty included. But more yards on that drive than in the entire first half, and they're right back in this thing. See how Lakota West responds. So in the first half, Lakota West shot themselves in the foot, dodged a lot of bullets. Lakota East fumbled the opening kickoff of the second half, and it looks like they dodged that bullet. Here we go. Look right up the middle. Hunter Anderson, I believe 21, still on his feet past the 40-yard line. I think he's out of bounds around the 43, 44-yard line. So for whatever, and you know what? They've had some nice returns.
That was a great job by him. He took the ball and went right up the field. Didn't wait, didn't hesitate. They kick it. It takes a good bounce right up to him. He takes it and goes, look, straight up the field. Doesn't dance, doesn't do anything.
Are you a big fan of this? So we're seeing this over and over. These teams are trying to do squib kicks or not kick it to the deep guy, and they're consistently turning the ball over at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of turning the ball over at the 40. I think the thing here is you don't want to kick. Tom Bold said it in the Coleraine game. It's an easy game. You don't want to kick in the middle of the field to the best athlete on the field.
So here comes Afari on the jet sweep, but
wow. That's another big loss. So
that was.
So East has made some defensive adjustments that are panning out. They're not allowing Afari or anyone to get to the outside.
So Jordell Smith had no tackles listed in the first half on the stats. That's at least the third one. I think one might have been disallowed by penalty, but that's at least the third one. And it's not just him. There's several guys out here ready for Afari coming the jet sweep. A little bit of a dangerous tackle here. Went right in.
That knee.
Well,
hopefully he's not hurt.
Tackled him very low, but there is no such rule at the high school level, and certainly not on a running back running the ball.
Yeah, no, you got to tackle low.
You had a little bit of an ooh and ah from the crowd, but quick pass out there. Oh, and it is a forward pass because it's incomplete. They attempted to run like a quick screen out there to David Afari, and unfortunately Bolden gave him the fastball. He was looking for the changeup.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, that's a tough pass. I don't care who you are. That stepping sideways and throwing the ball out to a receiver out there, that's a tough throw, especially when they're moving. Now, Afari wasn't moving on that. He just stepped back looking for the screen.
So we'll see it real quick. He just, from the shotgun,
got a little
quick
pressure.
Turns out, and, that's one just a little bit of touch. You want it in front of him so he can step forward into the catch and have a chance to make one guy miss. You got a blocker for the second guy, and you got a chance to make a big play. Now you're 3rd and 14 from your own 40-yard line. See if Lakota West can recover. Lakota East is getting all the momentum themselves here. There's Riesenberg. Oh, wow.
First down.
So I know there's been a lot of things going on, but I got to be honest. My early, if West could continue to have success tonight, my early vote for MVP is Kurt Riesenberg. He has made several plays.
And he's made good plays. Like I say, when he touches the football, good things happen.
So that's a 3rd and 14 from the 40.
Yes.
If he doesn't make the one guy miss, it's a nice gain. It's a 10, it's 8 or 10
but
yards.
They're punting.
He makes the guy miss. You'll watch
right
this.
Here, boom, makes a
and
fake
then the second
move.
guy,
and then he picks up another 10
yards. The 50
yards.
was where he needed to, he needed to get past the 50 for the first down. He takes it all the way down to the almost
34-yard line.
What a great job by.
Riesenberg is definitely the all-star of it tonight. And Aiden Miller's had a good 23. Been playing fullback. And they're gonna.
So 4 pre-snap penalties for Lakota West in the first half. Here's their first one of the second half.
Yeah, I mean, it's killing them. I mean, it really is killing. It's the option killer is a 5-yard penalty on first down. It kills this offense and puts you in a situation you don't want to be in.
So
and I'm not sure.
See who flinches this time.
No, it wasn't them. Oh,
there. Yeah, yeah.
It was your left tackle, 77, Tegra again.
Yeah, right. Oh,
Yeah, that's Chabola again. I mean, he's got that's his third penalty that he's jumped on. He's got to sit down. He can't go. He knows the snap count.
yeah, that's that. Yeah, those definitely not a positive. We'll see what's going on here. There must have been an injury on the field. It looks like the player must have been either equipment or injury from Lakota East. He just scrambled off the field, so they're resetting the play clock to 25 seconds. If you're wondering what took a little while there.
Yeah.
Here we go. It'll be first, though, and 15 for Lakota West from the 40-yard line. See what Coach Bolden and young Mitch Bolden can here. Coming option left, just keeps it, turns it. And I'll tell you what, the one thing about Mitch Bolden is I get it. He's a freshman, but
he's an athlete. He's not afraid. He's 180 pounds.
Yeah, they list him at 6'2", 180. I don't know
Yeah.
if he's quite, but he's a pretty good, solid young man.
He
so
is a solid kid, and
he's
being a freshman out here against really good football team, he's not even hesitating, man. He just turns and goes up. He didn't even look at the pitch.
Yeah, nice job there. So gets you to 2nd and 9, gets about 6 on that. The other thing that I heard about Mitch Bolden, and I don't know if you've talked to Coach Bolden a little bit. I've heard that they really like his potential as a linebacker.
It could be. I don't know. I mean, I think he's going to stay at quarterback for 4 years. I guess you can play quarterback and linebacker. But
nice. Wow. Nice job again by Bolden.
Nice.
He did that on cue, right? We talk about him a little bit more.
And
he looks, nothing's there, finds a gap and
making
advances.
good decisions as a freshman, which is, if you're coaching a kid, that's what you want. I mean, a coach's kid, so obviously he knows the game. He's been hearing it his whole life. But nice job here. He just looks. It's not open. He runs it right up the seam, quarterback draw kind of a deal, and it open right there. It is. He sees the seam and he takes it and picks up first down.
Has no problem with the with the contact. That's for darn sure. So
absolutely, he's sticking his nose right in there and didn't let the fumble bother him. He fumbled it early in the game and didn't care about that. He's out there. You forgot about it. Like a good shooter in basketball, man. The next one's going down.
See if we can get David Afari on track here for Lakota West, right? I mean, a lot of other people making some plays. Here they come with the pitch to him.
There you go.
And you know what? But there's the difference. In that play, they had to respect the quarterback, which gives David just one more step to the corner, and he's able to turn his shoulders and get almost 8 yards.
Yeah, no, and I mean, every time you give him the ball and you get him in space a little bit, it's dangerous when Afari can get the ball and get some space. I mean, obviously he's a great running back.
The difference with him on that jet sweep the last couple times unsuccessful this half, they see him coming all the way across the field. Everybody on the defense sees him. He gets the ball at the middle of the field, and everybody has the ability to string him out. So it looks like they're going to make it about 2nd and 3. Going to pitch it again to Afari, and he avoids one tackle, which is going to get it close to the first down. I think we're still going to be short.
He may be a half a yard short on that. I can't tell where they mark it.
So after the pitch, it looked like he stumbled trying to avoid a tackle, but at least he fell forward here. We'll see this again.
Yeah, Mitch pitches this late, and he just tried to make a cut there, and he buckled his knees.
And there was a defender right there, so he had to make the quick move. It is going to be the end of the third quarter here with the score from Firebird Stadium. Lakota West 9 and Lakota East Thunderhawks 7.
But a big answer for West, and this is one of the things when we talked to Coach Bolden on his radio show that I said, what's your thing about West? I mean, what's your big issue? And I'll talk to you more about after we come back and start the fourth quarter. But we're gonna take a short break as they change sides of the field.
Every hero wears a cape.
Plan and practice your escape.
Well, welcome back to Firebirds as we begin the fourth quarter. Brent, we were just talking about a little bit earlier what they were talking about with the difference between a Coleraine kid and a West kid. what is the main difference? And Bolden's comment to that was, Lakota West kids have to learn to take a punch in the mouth, and instead of going, oh, well, here we go again, we're going to lose, and punch them back. A Coleraine kid, you punch him in the mouth, and they get pissed off, and they come back right at you and try and punch you in the face and the head.
Here's the chance.
That's what they're doing right
here's
here.
The chance
punch
for Lakota.
back.
3rd and 2, trying to answer that touchdown from Lakota East, and there you go, first down. So that was it, exactly what you just said, right? They got that early opening return kick of the second half fumble, weren't able to do anything with it.
West,
gave the ball to East.
Yep.
East quickly went down the field and scored more yards than they had the whole entire first half. West has the ball now, lead cut to 2. And
instead of panicking, here they are on a long drive, eating up ate up the third quarter, and now eating up the first part of the fourth quarter. And if they're able to score on this, big deal, because you go back up by 2 scores. And, that's a tough thing for a Lakota East team to come back to. Safari takes it off the left side.
He's going to have a nice run.
He's still running.
Inside the 5. But
he got to the 1.
What about the great job. Look, watch the offensive line here. I mean, he gets past the line of scrimmage before he's even touched.
Yes.
Look at that. Ed Bolden, 72. You see 44 come through there with a great block. That is Ben Martin. Ben Martin really led that one all the way down inside the –
come around the option,
there
got one up into the hole and made a good
great
block.
Job, Ben Martin. Great job, number 71, Cole Barella on the line. We saw 72, which is Ed Bolden. That was great. I mean,
Tom Bolden's nephew.
Not very often you've seen it where the running back is past the line of scrimmage. There's no penetration. The offensive line got surge, we used to call it.
And somebody moved again.
Boy.
They've got 1st and goal inside the 5 on about the 3-yard line, and you get another illegal procedure called, the 6th one of the game. 2nd of the second half, but it's killers. I mean, it's just killing them. And Bolden not too happy. He wants to see what this is going on. Every time they run that play where they get the quarterback up underneath.
He's bringing his quarterback over to make.
Yeah.
We don't know, but you do wonder sometimes because a couple of these, there's been multiple people a little bit.
Right.
So is his cadence a little different than normal? Something.
I'll ask him that
on
Monday
But you know
night.
what? I mean, the key is you're an offensive player. You just wait till you don't need to do it. Oh, nice job by David getting back to the original, maybe even inside the original line of scrimmage.
He got back. He got 5 of those yards back. I'm pretty sure he's right back to the 3-yard line.
So that's number 1, David.
And he was hit right at the line of scrimmage. I mean, somebody had him by the shoulder pads, and he just ran through it.
And David Afari did have 39 yards in the first half.
You'll see it right here. The D tackle really gets him right there, and he runs right through that tackle and gets back to the little. You see, he picks up the 5 they lost to bring up a 2nd and goal.
We see 37, the linebacker Isaac Kolosik there was a lead blocker on there, did a nice job. Oh, wow, that was not the timing was a little off.
Yeah, that was
spacing maybe was off.
Yeah, Afari had to wait for the ball. Still got down inside the 1. It looks like it's going to bring up a 3rd and goal at about the half-yard line. And the way Afari's running right now, I'm not sure I'd go away from him.
And here's the other thing you got to mention there.
Yeah, this is just
confusion in the backfield, but the offensive line kept any defensive penetration out of there, so they were able to get away with this, right?
Dude, that was a slow spin. It's like he almost didn't get to the center.
What's important to me is, though, since there was no penetration, that didn't hurt them. Although he didn't get the touchdown, he still was able to go forward. So here we go, huge play, 3rd and 1, inside the 1-yard line. Afari knifes to the left side into the end zone.
Into the end zone for, again, a good punch back. This is exactly what Bolden's trying to teach these kids from West. If you get punched in the face, punch back. Get mad, go right back at them, and that's what they did on a long drive. Ate up all the third quarter that was left and ate up a couple, 3 minutes here in the fourth quarter. And then, with 9-something left, so puts them up by 2 touchdowns.
So there you got it. You've got Mitch
Are you going to go for 2 here, you think? Nope, they're going 1.
1 gets you up 2 scores.
Yep.
So that's Kolosik, 37, with the lead block again. Again, this is another thing you didn't see a lot under the last few years. We've got players playing both offense and defense in specialty situations.
Right.
We've seen Alex Afari both at cornerback and wide receiver. Not tonight, actually.
Kolosik leading the blocks inside, yes.
So there's a lot of changes. I think we saw Kiefer on the offensive side. We're seeing a lot of different players.
Do it. Why not?
And, of course, that's our 7th pre-snap penalty
best athletes on the field.
Lakota West. Hopefully that won't impact, because this is a big extra point. It would put them up 2 scores.
It looks good. It's hard. Yep, that
Thank
one's
goodness.
good.
So, you think it's an extra point. That 5 yards, not a big deal. But that puts them up 9, which, of course, in high school, you get a touchdown and 2-point conversion. That's 2 scores.
It's 2 scores. So,
So
now you
we'll-
got 2 complete scores.
So we'll see what happens with the defense. Now they got a little, I don't know whether it was adjustments from East, whether they were off balance, what happened there with the West defense, because
There's
they looked
Tom.
outstanding the first half.
Tom not real happy with something about this. I mean, I don't know if he's asking about all the motion calls he's got, because that's his 6th or 7th motion. He's trying to find out what's happening out so he can go talk to his team and let them know. So he's talking to the officials, and Tom's pretty animated with officials. I mean,
So what I would suspect, and I get it, it's a little bit of a guessing. I'm guessing when I've seen this before, it may be the defense's false keying. What the defense will do is they will make noises and sounds faking the cadence of the quarterback, which is a
Right.
penalty, which is
It is a
illegal.
penalty. Yeah, you cannot.
Because I can't think of any other explanation for why Lakota West would be upset with the officials
Right.
for false starts.
For their false starts, which they are, as replay has shown, they are false starting. But you're right. Is somebody inside calling a cadence that gets a guy to go off? Who knows?
You would think there must be something there.
Yeah,
for-
Lane,
'cause-
you can't simulate the snap count if you're on defense, and that is a penalty. So I don't know if they can't hear it and they're not calling it. I don't know, but offensive line has jumped 6-7 times.
So Josh Lane kicks off, not real deep, caught around the 25, or I'm
By
sorry, the
Thornhill
15-yard line by
again.
Thornhill. He breaks through and gets out past the 30-yard line.
So there's what you're talking about, Brent. Again, a short kick. They're kicking it on purpose, kind of short, to about the 15-yard line. Thornhill takes it up past the 35.
And it looked like, maybe Thornhill and Aaron Boyd are friends, because it looked like they had a little communication there after the play.
There you go.
But
Yeah, they're talking about what they're going to do after the game.
So with 9:20 to go from Firebird Stadium, Lakota West 16, Lakota East 7. First and 10 from the 34-yard line. What do we expect here in these last 9 minutes, Dan?
Well, I don't know what the adjustments that East made in halftime to what they're doing on the field and driving the ball, because West had stymied them 65 yards total, and now they go by and they drive 80.
You can't do that.
Can't do that. There you go.
So
that happened to West.
So what happened is they had 12 men in the formation.
Right.
Obviously, they're only allowed 11. The 12th man realized it and ran across the field out of bounds. Unfortunately, that's already a penalty. To avoid the penalty, there's one option Lakota East had, and that's use a timeout.
And 19's back on the field. He's the one that ran off, and Haynes is giving him the what for. But I don't know who was not supposed to be out there, because he realized it's the very last minute they got 12 guys out there. He sprints off the field, but you're not allowed to do it. You're not allowed to break the huddle, because you don't give the chance for the defense to make a change, or it's just illegal to break formation with 12 people in the field.
So I do see David Afara getting stretched out. Hopefully, it's just
Although,
a
could
cramp
he
or
have called
something.
timeout there?
They did. That's what they
Oh.
did. They took a timeout, which
Oh, they
avoids
did.
the penalty.
Okay, I got you.
But you do waste a timeout, and a 2-score game, 9 minutes to go, fourth quarter.
That's big.
That is big,
Yeah, you want your timeouts, especially if you're down.
and especially in this kind of game.
And
'Cause
not a big play offense.
there were only 3 possessions in the third quarter, and then it actually extended into the fourth quarter. Right?
Right.
West had it after the fumble. East went all the way down, and then West had it the rest. Whoa!
Wow.
Kolosik, who just was the lead blocker on the touchdown,
Now is the lead tackler.
lead tackler there. So there's Isaac.
That was huge. I mean, that's as good as a penalty, even better, because you got lost it down.
So they tried to get 7. Rodney Heath, who
Yeah.
we know's got a lot of speed. The ball there, the
Here's
ball
a straight
gets to him
pitch.
a little bit behind him, forced him to
Quick pitch
couldn't
is a
quite
little
get his hands
low.
on
Yeah,
it.
a little low.
In a way,
But Kolosik played that freaking fantastic and brings him down.
loss of 8 on the play, so it's 2nd and 18.
Right.
So
Which,
that's
again,
big.
And you've lost one of your timeouts. This has been a disaster so far for East on this offensive series.
4 receivers out, 1 back in the backfield, so this is not the norm. Good hit. They tried to run a
Slant.
quick slant in there, and defense was right on top of it. Looked like 12 David Jones and 10 Cy Walters
Cy
both
Walters.
involved in that.
Yeah, Cy having a good year this year at safety. Well, their whole safety group, that whole safety group has been solid all year. And right there comes in, good timing.
So Thornhill was
Walters defended that perfectly.
So Thornhill, 20, the running back, was also the receiver there. Ball was a little high.
Right.
And the defense was there right as the ball got there. So you're talking 3rd and 17. Again, we've got 4 receivers, 3 left, 1 right, and back in there. So only 5 linemen protecting him. Got a lot of pressure. David Jones brings him down. Nice job by number 12, David Jones.
Sack on that, David Jones,
and-
going to UC.
And you can't blame the offensive line there. They
No,
right?
God,
Because
no.
they only have 5 blockers.
They're bringing a blitz.
Yep,
I mean, he
and it's a
blitzed
delay.
off that. Yep.
So
there
if
he
you look at
comes.
it, there's actually 5 guys coming. There are 5 blockers, but they're not all coming across from each other.
Right.
The center's blocking nobody, and there were 5 guys going against the other 4, which the math worked for Lakota West, David Jones.
Yeah,
a
good
sack.
dial up, good blitz dial up by Carlton on that, putting pressure on a long situation, knowing they were going to pass, and gets the sack.
So big thing here, hopefully, Lakota West has struggled with these balls. I think they're going to stay away from this one. So I think they just should stay away from it. I
they
tell you.
did.
So here's what's happened. So there were 2 punts in the first half. One, Alex Safari bobbled, but then had a nice return. The second one was another one of these tall, high ones, and it comes straight down. It's not end over end, it's a spiral. Forced him to lose. He lost it the last time. Same kick again. Wasn't terribly long, but it was high.
Got a penalty on this, too. There's a penalty. I'm not sure what it is, Brent, but the ball was kind of out of bounds there at about the 25-yard line, 24-yard line.
I think they're marking, is that the 34 plus a penalty?
Plus a penalty, yeah.
So it's going to be, it looks like around the 23-yard line, Lakota West. But still, 1st and 10, Lakota West. Their own 23, 7:51 to go. The way this game has gone, Lakota West, if they can do what they did last year, they could just about run out this clock with a nice drive here.
Yeah, and you got Afari and Miller in the backfield now, so you can go double-headed either way you want to go. And I don't think you'll see the ball go in the air as they give the ball to Afari.
And he gets the corner.
Yeah.
So it's good. As long as they hold on to the ball there, David thrown down forward, but for a gain of about 13 or 14.
Yeah, so Afari's starting to, heat up and he's picking up some yards here every time he touches the ball now. They've got him back in. East kind of had him out of it in the first half. They defended him. Now here in the second half, and he's picking a really good time to heat up and get hot because this is when they want to run the football.
And we don't want to, it wasn't like he's terrible. I mean, he was 7 for 39 yards.
Yeah.
So over 5 yards a carry. So obviously David is one of the leading rushers in the league, headed to Miami to play football. But still a little bit below his average. Obviously averaging over 100 yards. There, we get the ball back up the middle. It looks like a gain of about 2 or 3 there.
Yeah, David's stumbling a little bit.
I think we have an injury.
Too. That looks like Shabola. That's
yeah,
not
I
good.
think they might have come in from behind him, right?
Yeah, I don't like that. Shabola is a sophomore.
That doesn't sound good. Or look good. I think I saw 23.
There's Miller. He just cuts up inside.
So watch this. So David cuts forward, and they
just
I'm
hits
hoping
his leg
it's
on
helmet
the side.
into the
Yeah.
Let's hope that's helmet to the shin or
right there in the thigh board. It hit him right in the
Yeah.
thigh board. So hopefully that's not bad. That's just painful as all get out.
because and it looks like he must have been
Yeah, they're rubbing that thigh.
making some noises and in pain because I saw Aiden Miller walked up there and kind of did a quick sign of the cross, which I know some people do when they hear somebody.
Well, you don't want anything to be a knee. That could have hyperextended a knee when you get hit in the thigh board like that up high and your leg's already extended. When you push it back, you might get
take another look at that. But it
hyperextension,
looks like it's Afari's helmet into his own
into his thigh board. It looks like right here. It comes in right into the thigh board, and that could be a hyperextension. Because his leg was already straight. It's that right leg.
Yep.
And they're going to help him off, and that's a lot of help because that is not a small individual.
Tegra is a large young man. He's listed at 6'6", 300 pounds. He's a sophomore.
Yeah.
Very,
I would like to feed that at night.
Very, very mobile. He's had, a couple a brother that Izzy, who's just graduated last year, played basketball some. Taller, and
he's had a bunch. He had Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel, and right, they had quite a few of them.
Yeah, they've had quite a few brothers go through, and all of them are good. All of them are very, very good football players.
So we'll see what happens here. The other thing we've noticed this half, number 44, Ben Martin, has been out there as a blocker, and has helped some success there. So we'll see what happens here. And we know it's not on Tegra Shabola this time.
No, it's definitely not. I'm not sure what that call is.
It looks like it must be equipment.
No heart. I'm not sure what that means.
I think it means like you didn't have your mouthpiece in or your strap buckled or something from that effect, I believe.
West again. West giving itself plenty of opportunities to get more yardage than they
it's
should.
either that or did they have too many men out there? Did they have 12 men on the field?
No, because that's the two arms. That's like delay or something.
So here we go. It'll be 2nd and 12 for 7:16 to go. See what they can do here. They're going to run the ball again around the left side. That's Aiden Miller.
Aiden doing a good job.
Aiden got it outside the 40 there. So, he definitely got 4 or 5.
Yeah, you want to stay away from going. You don't want to go out of bounds here because you're stopping the clock. They want to stay in bounds. So the West And I'm sure Bolden will talk to him about that.
So we'll see it again here.
You'll see it here. But, yeah, you want to stay in bounds. The last thing you want to do as a West running back.
So David
is
Afari, the
get
lead
outside.
blocker, did a good job on 82, screened him out of the play. And then 29 for Lakota East really stepped right up.
Yeah,
and
big hit and
Nathan
held it back.
Rosario
And
finished
Rosario,
that play off.
Smart play from him, pulled him out of bounds and got the clock stopped. So stopped the clock with 7:05 remaining. Otherwise, all this time the clock would be running and get down. And right now the clock
Big
is
play.
becoming the enemy.
So there you see 1 Afari and 44 Ben Martin on the wings. Looks like Lakota West is going to call timeout. 2 seconds to go on the play clock. Obviously 3rd and 6. If you can get a first down here, you're putting a lot of pressure
Well,
onto.
but do you throw here and take the risk of stopping the clock again? I mean, that ball run out of bounds was a bad play there because you could be down under, close to 6 minutes or under 6 minutes by the time you would have snapped this ball. And that's the thing. I mean, the clock is the friend of West now. Do you run the football and let clock run? East has already used a timeout, so they're going to have a hard time stopping the clock. And, do you want to do that? Do you want to throw the football right now and let them have another, the stop clock is? Or do you just want to run it, be dang? This almost is one of those times to run quarterback draw.
Yeah, I think you can do anything. I don't think you need to run the ball and give up on any kind of passing play here. There's still 7 minutes to go.
Although with Riesenberg out there and the way he's played tonight, maybe you roll him out and get Riesenberg out there like he's been in the flat, and if he's open, get him the ball.
Or the
If not,
quarterback
let him
tucks
run
it. The thing is, at 3rd and 6, this is a makeable running play for your offense.
Could be.
So there he goes. As you just said, quick pass. Now they actually passed it to Caleb Rao, number
And that's
7.
a first down.
At first down. That was a strike from Mitch Bolden.
Yeah, good solid play all the way around. Almost a little surprised they ran a pass in that situation, but hey, they got it. No guts, no glory, right?
If you look at that, Dan, though, he stopped, he turned, he threw the ball from just 2 guys standing out there, throws it right to him.
Yeah.
He didn't have to lead him, wasn't thrown to a spot.
No chance of getting sacked here. You just got rid of the ball
if
right
it's
now.
there, you just throw it straight at him. He's not on the move. You're just throwing it to his chest. But a great play by Caleb Rao. First down near midfield.
I think it's pronounced Rayo, but I'm not sure.
And here we are at 7 minutes. So we'll see what we got here. Moving him around a little bit in the backfield. Here we go again. Another pre-snap penalty.
Oh, my goodness. West is going to have a lot of extra yards as they keep getting these first downs, and they're starting at 1st and 15 instead of 1st and 10. And West has had a problem with penalties all year. Last week's game they had 9 penalties for 90 yards. In a game they only gained 187 against Mason in a big win. They stopped a 5-game losing streak against Mason. They hadn't won since 2012, beat Mason last week 14-6. And this will be a big win for their playoff hopes.
I was last home game I was here. Stu Eversole was reminding me of a time when one of his teams ended a huge winning streak for Monroe.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember anything about that, Dan?
I do remember that.
David Afari running around the left side, going deep. Can he get his curve? No.
That used to be Lakota, old Lakota's nemesis. Lakota High School opened in 1960 in the MML and played Monroe 19 straight years and lost 19 straight years. It wasn't until 1979, which is now having their 40th football reunion at the back porch at 6:30 tomorrow. That great 79 team that was able to beat Monroe for the first time in the school history, broke the streak of 19 years. And I know you're laughing at it because I was the one that caught a touchdown pass to put us up 7-0 in that game.
So a loss of 2 on that play. It's 2nd and 17. Clock is running, approaching 6 minutes.
Oh, nice little cross buck inside. Afari's going to pick up, I don't know. He's
maybe
gonna
5.
Get 5 of it.
Going to be close to, so around 3rd and 12.
But more important, they're running the football, and they're going to go under 6 minutes here with a two-stroke lead, and you're starting to, and I use my golf reference there, two-score lead. But they got the ball in the 50, so they can punt the ball. Even if they don't pick up first down here, you can punt the ball down inside the 20, 10-yard line, make it a long field. Again, Lakota East is not anywhere near a big strike type caliber offense. They don't have those plays within in their offensive scheme. So you make them drive and use all 5 minutes, game's over, right? Just even if they're able to drive down and get a score, if you make them use most of the time, game's pretty much over.
So I did notice that number 55, that's Aaron Thomas, is in the game, I think for Tegra Shabola. I have not gotten any reports yet on his injury. But here we go with under 5 seconds to go on the play clock. Lakota West, 3rd and 12. Going to hand the ball to the left side. A little bit of a spin move from Afari, but there's nothing there. Maybe gained 1.5.
And East looked like they pretty much knew they were going to run the football. They weren't going to do anything dangerous to have a turnover, pick six type of, They're going to run Afari, and again, they're running the ball down. They're going to be under 5 minutes. The play clock's now just starting at 28 seconds, so you can, let's see if the punter's smart enough to hold on until you get down to 1 or 2 seconds. They'll be 4:50 or so before this punt goes off.
So that's a senior, Daniel Caudell. He's had 2 nice punts, averaging over 40 yards a punt. One stopped inside the 10. The other one, just barely rolled into the end zone. He's kicking from midfield. They're
running
hoping
it
that
down.
he can get that ball somewhere inside the 20-yard line. The return guy is standing, trying to fair catch, loses the ball, muffs it, and he's going to be down inside the right at the 15-yard line. So a successful punt. Again, that's 3 punts.
Yeah, it's Corey Dick, and he's had a fumble recovery tonight on the good side, but boy, that was dangerous right there as he tried to field that. And he was trying to field this. It's a low kick, and he didn't want it to roll. If it gets past him, that thing's going to roll inside the 5-yard line or whatever. He ends up, stopping it, and he's smart enough to get on the ball before, the West defender gets down there and gets to it. So, but a good punt.
Pretty effective punting. So 2 have stopped inside the 15. 1 leaked into the end zone. So good job by senior Daniel Caudell.
So clock with 4:40 left. We'll start on the snap. They run a pitch, get the ball out, and that's been effective.
Everybody in position.
Everybody knew that because that's been their big play.
So it looks like we see if somebody's hurt there a little bit in the backfield.
That was a quarterback that went down pretty hard. I mean, West is doing a good job, as you'll see this. They're stopping. They're taking away dive. They're taking away the quarterback.
So 98, Anish Vyas there threw down the quarterback.
Anish is the one that got the 31 on the ACT.
And that was Jackson, number 33. The leading tackler for Lakota West, Jackson Kuwach, actually made the tackle there. So that was well defended. As you talked about earlier today, it's assignment football, loss of 5 on the play, back to pass, and he is rocked in the backfield. Tried to throw the ball. I think he was throwing toward 20 Thornhill again in the middle, but he was just, it looks like
David Jones just takes out the receiver. I mean, the receiver was running a little hook inside. Krajewski throws it there. He gets hit hard and comes down on
Kuwach again just takes him down, so he had to throw the ball.
And then what you don't see on this, at the other end of this, is the receiver takes a shot from 12. David Jones, who just levels him. So, hey, welcome to my neighborhood.
Third and 15 here. We also saw Noah Smith on the other side was about to put pressure. So
obvious passing downs, and this is not a place where East is very comfortable.
Oh, great read. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Jake Kiefer, 97. So this is some wonderful defense from Lakota West. Early on, the defensive line, or the offensive line was letting the defense in. Number 97, Jake Kiefer, realized, hey, they're letting me go in. That must be a screen. So he backed off, took out the screen out. Quarterback rolled to the right. The offensive line now thought he was going to run the ball. They went downfield. He threw it. Defense is in perfect position.
This is obviously a screen. They're letting him let the jailbreak happen. And then they back off, and he almost gets sacked in the end zone there. And he rolls out to his right, gets rid of the ball, gets nothing out of it. So he's forcing East with under 4 minutes to go, 3:51 to go in the game, and forcing them to punt. So that was huge.
That was just great defense all over the place.
It was, and it's tough here. You're 4th and 15, so you really can't go for it, but you almost have to with 3 minutes and 51 seconds, down 2 scores.
So here's one of those where from the return guy. Oh, tough snap. Punter gets it away. He's going to get the heck out of there, Alex.
Yeah,
so Alex Afari gets out of the way, and they kind of fooled them. East got a little excited there.
And if you're West, you got everything you want right now. You got the ball you got 3:41 left to go. You have a 2-score lead, and you got the ball inside Lakota East territory. I mean, this is perfect.
And they only have 2 timeouts.
And so really, if you're Lakota West and you pick up 2 or 3 first downs here, game's over. I mean, East can't stop the clock too much. You get a couple first downs, you're going to eat up 2-3 minutes of this clock anyway. So you'll be under a minute, down 2. That's a tall order for any team, especially an option team, to try and come back in that situation. So West gets hit in the mouth. allows Lakota East to score pretty quickly in the second half, and they come right back and score.
Great defensive stand.
Great defensive stand right there.
So here we go. We're going to have, and obviously you're hoping for a lot of success, but the biggest thing you want to do, keep the clock moving. Don't turn the ball over here. Remember, you're still up 2 scores.
And Bolden snapped that kind of quickly, especially now. I mean, he's got to keep his eye on the play clock and not snap the ball until there's 3-4 seconds left before you snap the ball. You need to run that play clock and the game clock down as much as you can on every snap. I mean, they're down to 23 seconds here, and I think Bolden's keeping them waiting to do just that.
Now, in fairness to the quarterback, that was the first after a new possession, so the clock wasn't running.
Right. So
now it is. You're at 10 seconds on the clock,
so
under 3 minutes.
Yeah, you're going to want to wait till under 5 seconds before you snap it at any time here, and he's done that. And they run the ball straight in there.
You know what?
And you're going to want to do the same thing right here, all right? I mean, they haven't set the clock yet, the game clock.
Timeout.
Okay, you got a timeout, so 2:48.
So here you are, you're 3rd and 6 from the 40-yard line. They have 1 timeout left. You're at 2:48. Do you run the ball here to make them use that last timeout?
You want to make
even
them
if you don't get the first down?
Right. And then you're inside, they're inside the 40-yard line probably, and you can punt down to the 20, so you're leaving them 80 yards to go with no timeouts and two something on the clock, maybe 2 minutes.
Or do you do you do that pass again where you're only throwing it directly to somebody who's a stationary receiver?
You can, but man, if somebody picks that off and takes it the other way, that's a problem. So do you even want to risk that right now? I mean,
do you run option? I mean, that is what you do.
I think you run David Afari on a straight dive play or a counter play at best. If you want to get fancy with it, run Afari on the counter. Roll everybody right, bring Afari back on a crossbuck, and see if you get lucky and get 6 yards out of it the way he runs. But that way, no matter what happens, he's going to get tackled. East is going to have to use their last time out. And when you punt the ball and they take over, they'll have 2:20 left to go 80 yards.
Are you thinking that if you get 4 here, you might go for it? They can
no.
use that last time out. You're still going to that would mean you'd have the ball
could.
near the 35, and a first down wins the game.
And they don't have a timeout, so the clock will continue to run.
So they have the 1 here, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Afari. There he is. He's going to get hit and drive. You're not going to go for it on 4th down now.
No, it's going to be 4th and 11. Loss of about 5 on that play.
Yeah.
Of course, they're going to let this clock. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm surprised that Lakota East has let even a few seconds go off the clock there. It's 2:37 now. That is their last timeout. Lakota West has the ball 4th and 11 from the Lakota East 45.
So you're going to want to punt this ball inbounds, letting as much clock run off as you can. They'll have a stop clock for change of possession. East is going to have they're going to get this ball with about 2:20 left to go and have a long way to go. I mean, even if you're at the 20, if this ball gets punted into the end zone, and if you're Lakota West here, you do not want to punt this to the receiver. He's going to punt this out of bounds or off to the side. You're not going to want to repunt. You don't want any chance of a kick return here. So this ball, they'll either kick it out of bounds, but they'll certainly not kick to the receiver.
So what will be interesting here, of course, you can see Coach Bolden is a little bit animated here. I mean, we hate to use the same analogy, but Lakota West has stubbed their toes over and over.
They have, and in the scrimmage against Coleraine, they punted right to Colerane's best player, and the kid took it back for a touchdown. Luckily, there was a penalty, and it got returned. But Bolden kept making that comment. You don't kick the ball, and there you go. He's going out.
What a nice kick!
That's a great kick.
What a great kick! Now you don't need to touch it. Okay, went out of bounds at the 5 because let the clock. You're 2:27. They're 95 yards away. They have no timeouts left.
Man, Caudell is a weapon on that punt. He's a good punter, and that was punted well. East couldn't get to it. I'm surprised East didn't bring 2 back just to take that possibility away so they could at least field it.
You know what's exciting also is, though, I mean, obviously Daniel had, went into the season as the quarterback and looking forward to a great season. I know he's had some medical issues, but, he's not given up. He is part of this team. He's been a valuable performer today.
He really has.
With his punting. 3 punts inside the 20-yard line. Yeah, 2 inside the 10.
Yeah, Caudell has been a big weapon for West. And, and the other problem is you've put Easton throwing almost half the throw situation, and that's not what they're comfortable at. That's not their game. That's not what they do. It's not what they want to do, and you'll see them struggling here. You just don't want anybody if you're Lakota West, you don't want anybody behind you.
And that was Krajewski out there throwing the ball, and Alex Safari on defense now at 6 foot, and
One of the better
blanketed.
defenders. Yeah, great athlete.
Blanketed the receiver.
Yep, and the West corners and safeties have been doing that all night. I mean, they've only completed a couple passes all night. They have played a specifically really good game as they throw underneath. And he
Good move by
breaks the tackle.
Thornhill.
Yeah, it was. Thornhill did a good job, good runner for him. But again, okay, you gave it up. You can give up 8-10 yards at a time here and let them run the ball. You're down to 2:15
and up 2 scores.
Yeah, and you're up 2 scores. So, and actually, what you want to do is tackle them in bounds.
Yeah, if you can,
you want the clock to run.
That's the key right now, right? If you can get a tackle in bounds,
yep,
that's going to be 20, 25 seconds. That's going to chew up, a good chunk of the remaining time here.
Yeah.
So that's the key here. But it is a first down for Lakota East. Thornhill gets.
Thunderhawks are out of timeouts.
So there we go. You got Krajewski rolling
here.
around. He's going to try to lob it down the field. Good throw.
Out of bounds.
Number
incomplete.
15, I think, was the intended receiver there. That's Brandon Elliott, a junior. It was a decent throw by Krajewski. He did a great job. He extended the play, rolled left, didn't have anything, looked back right, found a receiver one-on-one, had to put a ball where he had a chance to get to it. Some good pressure coming off the end there from Lakota West.
Yeah, that was number 57 for West, doing a great job fighting and not letting contain. Kind of forced the quarterback back inside, but 57 for West did a great job on that. And I don't see a 57, so that must not have been 57. My old 58-year-old eyes.
So 15, Brandon Elliott looked open, but by the time the ball got there, Alex Afari had already was out there making contact with him. So here he goes, fakes it. They're going to throw man coverage to Afari, and they, what's interesting is Heath went on a sprint, got a step or two on Afari. Afari tracked him down. He's got that long stride, and the ball never made it to either of them.
Right.
So I think they were going to show each other who was the fast guy, and they outran
his
Krajewski's arm. And it may have only been 35 yards downfield, but he's also 18 or 19 yards across the field from him where he released that ball.
Okay, that was 97, not 57. Jake Kiefer. Senior defensive lineman, doing a great job of keeping him in.
So here we go. So, great big. Now that's huge.
That's real
So
big.
that was 3rd and 10. They gained about 8. No timeouts left. Clock running with 1:50 to go.
Yep.
By the time they get to this play, you're probably going to be somewhere around 1:30.
If
and
that,
But it's 4th and 2. You can't go up there and spike it. You can't go up there and rush it, because if you don't get the first down,
it's a game over anyway.
Game's over anyway, right? So 4th and 3. Here we are. We're already at 1:30.
Yeah. So you're
Clock
going to be
continues
125 before they get this off.
The blood is dripping out of Lakota East here as that time runs. Still down 2 scores.
Yeah, they're running out of time.
And we'll see and Cy Walters with the interception kept his feet. No, out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Make sure it's a catch. Interception. 1st and 10 Firebirds. Cy Walters.
Cy Walters. No timeouts for East. All they got to do is take a knee right now, get into victory formation, let this clock run out, and they can run the clock out in 3 plays.
About 3 snaps is what they're going to need.
3 snaps will do it, and they break the streak. East had won 3 straight games.
So we're going to see this again. You're going to see there's great coverage on the receiver, and then you're going to right there. You see 21 Hunter Anderson there. He did get sneak past 14, but they didn't realize they had
great double coverage.
They had coverage on the back end.
Great job by the safeties, not allowing them to get by them. And no one get behind.
So Cy Walters is deep, looking back at the quarterback, sees the ball the entire time as the receiver comes to him, and he's actually in the better position to catch it than the receiver.
But again, you're looking at East in a situation they don't want to be in, which is in a passing down. They're not a passing team. It's not what they do very well. I think Lakota East has probably thrown tonight as much as they've thrown all year.
I think,
total. They probably doubled.
When you see those final stats, it's going to be shocking. 1:17 to go.
Victory formation. Take a knee. Yep, there you go. The clock keeps running. Haven't reset the
40, right?
Reset the 40. You got 40 seconds you're going to run off here. You'll be well under a minute.
Yeah, you'll be. Yep.
So this will be the last snap of the game, I believe. If
yes.
They're going to tell them to sit out there and let the clock run down because you're now under a minute.
And all you have to do at this point is once the clock gets to 40, you snap the ball because it'll be a 40-second on the next one.
And you're done.
So you don't have to run it pat. You think, I want to run the play clock down to 2 or 3. Doesn't matter. All you have to do is get under 40.
Get under 40 and you're done. You don't even have to take another snap.
So there we go. I think somebody's talking to them. They're at 10 and they're at 40, and here we go.
Well, here we go.
There's your snap.
And that is it.
So, Dan, wrap us up, man.
Well, a big win. I mean, second streak broken. East had won the last 3 games, so that's big for Lakota West to break that streak, and they broke the 5-game streak against Mason week before. So this puts them with another victory in the league to go to 3-1 in the league, 6-2 overall, firmly in the hunt for a playoff position right now. They were 5th coming in. So a big win for Lakota West. Big loss for East. I think with Coleraine coming up, their chances of getting into the playoffs are dwindling. They're going to have to beat Coleraine to even have a chance to get there. And that's a tall order. Not impossible, but a tall order for East. So, Lakota, I don't know what that is, the Q at the end of that there, but 16-7, big win for Lakota West. And so come join us at the Tom Bolden Show on Monday night at 6:30. A lot of fun, a lot of good times there at Buffalo Wings and Ring over on 747. So come see us there and listen to what Tom has to say about this and what this does for him. So I'd like to thank you. I'm Dan Zebrink.
I'm Brent Phelan.
And we'd like to thank you, and we'll see you one more time at Middletown.
Good night, everybody.